What is going on? It is a motherfucking Thursday, and that can only mean one thing. It is a brand new episode of A Worthy Addiction. Let me
Yeah.
not waste any time here. Let me introduce to you guys my host. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the king of Sting. He is the guy who reminds you that when your balls are lit, use ball stick. Ladies and gentlemen, the world heavyweight champion, Mr. Unworthy Collector. Buddy, what's
Thank
going
you.
on, dude? All right.
And everybody who is tuning in to watch my opponent tonight, he is none other than, sorry, wrong side. He is none other than a former marriage world champion. He is a back-to-back domestic dispute contender and current no money in the bank contract holder, Toy Addict 17.
Welcome. That's a beautiful. I went off the top of the head, but I see you put so much effort
I thought about
into
it.
that.
I actually, I did it in front of two employees today. I was like, "Hey, listen to me and tell me how this sounds." And they're like, "That sounds rude." And I go, "Perfect." Good.
That's the reaction that you're supposed to get. So now, how's your week been, dude? It's Thursday. We're here.
It's been a week, man.
Yeah, it has been. Well, it has been a great week for me. And going back to like the weekend, I ended up at ChrisCon. If anybody doesn't know what ChrisCon is, it's an awesome convention for all toy photographers and toys, and they have vendors and all that stuff. Got to see a lot of my buddies. Our guest was there. I hung out with our guest there today on that day. But I want to talk about in the beginning, right?
Yes.
When I arrived, right? So it was an hour and what? 58 6-minute drive, right? I call our guest, I call Blitz, and he's like, "Hey, where you at?" And I tell him, "Hey, I'm on my way, whatever, this and that." I show up at the place. I have a gift I have something for Finn, Tuscan's son, and his wife was gonna be there, so I had a gift for him. So as I'm walking into the entrance, this gentleman with his son, he stops me and he said, "Hey, I know you." And shout out to
you got a fan.
KJ Smith, right? He comes up to me. He says, "Hey, I know you. You're Unworthy Collector." And the first fucking thing in my head, the answer, yeah, right? So in my head, I'm like, thank you. I'm like, no, but thanks. But then I was like, oh, yeah, no, Toy Addict 17. He's like, oh, yeah. Oh, okay. So really nice guy. Again, he must have seen us somewhere, but I mean, the point I'm getting at is this. Here's the point. I get a lot of shit, right? I go on, you were up there, you just commented on my live. You just called me a prima donna because all this shit you give me, but here I go to a fucking convention and I think I'm super shit because I'm looking, I think I'm a superstar, right? I'm the tribal cheeks, and they want to call out the fucking unwise man. They want to say unworthy. My first fan interaction, he calls me Unworthy Collector. And let me tell you, I am not complaining, because if I look anything like this handsome man right here, it's always a plus. So
listen, you should be very highly complimented. You should feel great about being called me. However, I should feel pretty upset about you being called me.
Now, what would be your reaction? Like if you go somewhere and they're like, "Hey, I know you. You're Toy Addict 17." What would be your reaction to that?
I would go, "Wepa!"
Good. I thought it was the funniest thing in the world. Like I couldn't stop telling people.
That's cool. You said it was KJ Smith?
Yeah, he's actually in
the for being a fan.
KJ Smith, you really made it was funny. That was the talk of the day. I thought it was the funniest thing in the world. I couldn't get because of that. They were given name tags, so I fucked around and took a name tag and I put Unworthy's Boo on it, and I was walking around. Some people were looking at me like I was weird, but I was like, only the people that know me and know the relationship we have, they understand that. But I thought it was the funniest shit in the world. But
I know it's a little too early to say hello to the chat, but I got to bring this up from the real Bill. He said, "Unworthy Collector, you've been served."
My buddy. So yeah, dude, it was, like I said, it was such a awesome time. But I just love that in the beginning. That's what it was. I was like, "Hey, I know you," and I'm like, "Yeah, Yeah, and he's like,
You were like, oh shit, look at me. I'm fucking bougie, baby.
I almost took the fucking toy that I was gonna give away and I signed it and gave it away. Wait, gave that. That's how serious I was. Like, shit, I'm like fucking famous now, and I'm like, you know what? I got served some humble pie that day, and you know
That's
what?
all right. You know what?
Jay Smith, thank you.
At least he didn't come up to you and say, "Hey, I know you. You're Blitz
Yeah.
Figs."
right. That would have been something else. Speaking of, let me. All right, we have a special guest on tonight. He is one of the hosts of the Lazy Boys. He is also a co-host on the Pick Bar.
Yes.
He is the Rican that stays freaking. He is the real Benny Blanco from the Bronx. Ladies and gentlemen, let us introduce to you our guest on tonight, Mr. Blitz Figs. What's up, dude?
What's going on? Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah,
yes,
how do you like that? How do you like that intro? You like that intro?
Bro, you guys are the best with your intros, man. I was hoping, let me see how's he gonna freestyle this one. And I was like, oh man.
Well, listen, it wasn't easy, but like if anybody in the chat, everybody that's in the chat, we're gonna get to you. But like prior to this, weeks ago, Unworthy sent me a whole list of like, hey, we're gonna introduce ourselves as wrestlers, right?
Yeah.
And I'm the fucking
I try to be prepared.
Yeah, he's the prepared one here. I'm never the fucking prepared one. So I'm like the kid. I'm the student in the class who like they give you an assignment, they give you a week, and then you wait the next month and then turn it in. It's like here's my assignment. And it's like wait, that was a month ago.
Your partner.
I copy everything off of this guy right here. So like he had this whole thing. It's like hey, Dan, we're gonna introduce ourselves like wrestlers. And I looked at it. He had the whole thing, and I was like, and then today he reminds me. He's like, hey, did you think of like my wrestling intro? And I'm like, no. I'm like, no. So, and like, I had to kind of like freestyle. I hope I did you justice because
I think you gave Blitz a better intro than you gave me.
Right.
You guys both did good. I was laughing in backstage. Like, this is amazing how like the intros and then the effort. Well, first the effort that Unworthy put in his intro, that's perfection. And how Toy Addict did it on the fly, that was great, man.
Well, let me tell you something. Everything that Unworthy said on his intro is all facts. This is not fake. Those are all facts.
He really is the current no money in the bank.
Hell no. I'm like nowadays I'm like borrowing toys just to take photos of them. Let me borrow your Storm collectible, Benny, so I can take a photo of it. All right. So well, listen, we're here. It's Thursday. For everybody in the chat, everybody watching, thank you for watching. You could have been anywhere on social media. You could have been watching Edward Dick Hands. You could have been watching the new Ninja Turtles movie. You could have been watching Barbie, whatever. But you chose to be with us tonight, and we're thankful. And with that being said, if you have not hit the like or subscribe button, please do so right now if you want to show some love. Show some love to our guests.
Alternatively, as I like to always say, you don't have to, or don't, whatever. We're going to do the show whether you do or not. So.
And we will bribe you, though. We will like offer like giveaways and stuff.
Just sometimes we giveaways. Mikey V-Town wins them all the time.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, he said he's gonna open up the razor.
Well, if he gets it, you know what? I had to message him yesterday. I was like, dude, I just realized the fact that I put that box with the Razor Ramon that I was supposed to send you. I had it all packed up and I had it in my work truck, and then my work truck broke down and it's been in the shop. And I didn't think about it until I have to go get parts out of my work van. So, whoops.
He'll get it eventually.
He'll get it.
So we
2-3 weeks later. No big deal.
That sounds like me. Remember when you got that Batman from me? It was the Batman from the Flash movie. I got a Batman.
Yeah, the Flash movie had been out for 2.5 months, and then I got it.
That shit. The movie fucking flopped, and he got the Flash out. He was like, "All right, yeah, I can send it to you now." It flopped. They're gonna drop the prices. I get a little bit of my money back. Well, the chat are cleared, right? Let me grab it back on clearance. So the chat's popping. So let's say hi to the chat. See who's here. All right, we got JP Rider Kick. What's up, dude? Welcome.
What's up?
Yo.
We got our boy Ozzy, 88 Figs in the house.
Ozzy,
What's up, Ozzy?
We got everybody's dad, Cobra Dad.
Cobra. Oh yeah. Be sure to check out. He did the on Weekly Habit yesterday. He did the Lost Years of the Last Ronin, and next week I think I'm going to be back on with him doing the next issue of Night Terror's Robin.
Nice.
Cobra Dad.
We got the man who served me my first humble pie, ladies and gentlemen, KJ Smith. Thank you so much, dude, for reminding me that without my buddy Unworthy, I'm just Danny.
Yeah,
I got
KJ. The check is in the mail.
Yeah,
I got a.
Oh, you guys planned this?
Short funny story from Chris Con with Big Manny Fresh. So Big Manny sees me, right, and you know he's coming from LA or whatever. This is before Toy Addict gets there, and he's like, "Damn, Benny." He goes, "You look like the younger version of me, except you got hair on your head." I'm like, "Oh shit, yeah." So Danny shows up, and we all three of us take a photo, and we're like, Manny's like, "Oh shit, it's past, present, future." And he's like, "We all look alike."
We do.
You do look like long lost relatives.
Yeah, well, I mean, and to make matters worse, fucking Benny comes. He's wearing a black T-shirt and with a red cap, and I'm wearing a black T-shirt, and they were like, fucking, I don't know if we were like twinning or they thought we were a couple. I don't know what the fuck was going on, but I thought it was funny as hell. I'm like this, but it's always, if you notice, when we went to like Chubsy's, right, we kind of had the same colors, so it's like at this point they think we're like gang affiliated or something. It's
you
like,
know,
so
funny thing about you guys looking like you were twinning is I got a message from our brother Clintastic, and he forwarded me the picture, like shared it to me in a message, and he goes, "I feel like there's an Alice in Wonderland comment to be made here." Yeah, Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
The Tweedledum is right here. All right, we got my boy, the real Bill, who is back from vacation. I saw him today.
Bill.
Hey, dude, so happy to have you always in the comments, dude. You're awesome. Our boy Vico Sands in the house. What's up, dude?
Vico.
We got one of our Rowdy brothers and also a co-host on the Pig Bar and Lazy Boys, AB in the house. What's going on, dude?
Fam.
We got the most interesting man in the world, Mr. Thor 2012 in the house.
That's right.
Most interesting man in the world. Then we got Mr. Photoshop here.
Here we go.
Another Rowdy brother of ours, another brother of ours, Clintastic 4 in the house. We got our boy Shoot.
What's up,
going
Shoot?
on, dude?
What's going on?
Oh shit, is it Shoot?
Yeah, like
oh
shoot
my god. I've been calling him. I haven't called him out honestly on like to speak to him, but like whenever I say his name, I always call it Shoot. Shoot makes way more sense than Shoot. I don't know why the hell I was saying Shoot.
well, let us know.
I'm a phonics guy.
Shoot, let us know who's right, me or Unworthy.
I bet it is Shoot. Makes more sense. Big man.
We got Mr. What is he? Past? What is he? Is he the future or is he the past? Which one is he?
No, he's present because I'm the past. No. So he's the future. So you're the
no. I think you're right. If you're talking about hair, you're the past because you still have it. He's the present because he's only got a little, and then Danny is the future because he's got none.
There you go.
Well, listen, it was such an honor to see you. Awesome to see you, man. He was awesome. He actually came from the West Coast all the way down to support. So I was happy to meet him in person. Great guy.
Yeah, man.
All right, who else we got up in here? Got a few more. No, we don't. But all right.
Yeah, we got Pat. We didn't say hello to Pat. Hello, Pat. I'll say hello to you, Pat.
Where's Pat? Oh, yeah. There, Pat. Hi, Pat. Pat, what's going on? Oh, we have our boy Diggs Figs in the house. What's up, Diggs Figs? Welcome.
Figs, what's up?
Yo.
All right. Sorry, I missed this. So, yeah. So, hey, everyone that's in the chat, thank you so much for joining us again. You could have been anywhere, and you keep showing up, and you keep showing us support, and it means a whole lot to us. I mean, at this point, I felt like
we just decided to keep showing up, too.
We just keep coming because it's like, if you guys show up, we're going to show up. That's the rule, right? But, like, we're really thankful that you guys are on. But, guys, what's been going on? What's new? It's Thursday. Anything new happening? Like, well, how's your week? I know Unworthy, you touched on a little bit. You've had quite a week. You're a busy man.
Yeah, I had a week. It's been a fucking week.
So Benny, what's been going on with you? You always have like some great stories. Me and you know, we chop it up a lot. And you're like the side chick when Unworthy's not answering the phone. It's like, well, so it's gonna get to a point where me and Unworthy.
Oh, that was mean. That you just made Blitz sound like he's your sloppy seconds. Did you call him after me if I don't answer? That's rude.
That's exactly what it felt like.
Well, I'm gonna start calling you now instead, Blitz. I'll call you every day now.
It's actually funny because I always think like me and Unworthy are gonna have like a big argument, and I'm like, well, Benny doesn't treat me this way. Benny's always there. Benny's his hands is never on the inside of a refrigerator. He's always like answering the phone.
He'll be wiping his tears, going, and you know what? Blitz always answers.
Because I am notorious. Like Benny, Unworthy always says, I am so notorious of calling him at the wrong time. Yeah. Like it's ridiculous.
I tell him all the time, him and my wife both, they've got impeccable timing. Like if I have both hands doing something that I cannot stop, that's when my phone will ring. And it'll start ringing and I'll have my hands doing something and I'll be like, I already know it's either Danny or my wife, one or the other. I'm gonna have to answer and be like, I swear, honey, I wasn't doing anything wrong. And that's no matter which one of them it is.
Or he's gonna get really mad and say, or he's gonna answer in a voice and say, "Stop fucking calling me," and then she's gonna be like, "Excuse me." He's gonna have some.
Well, at that point, I gotta stand by what I said and be like, "You heard me," and then hang up. But then I'll call her back and be like, "You know, I didn't."
Then on the next episode of A-Worthy Addiction, new host. The Blitz Figs.
The divorce special.
The divorce special. So, Benny, what's been going on with you, man? What's new? What's been going on? I know like I said, we chopped it up at Chris Con. We had a good time. We got to spend some time with Tuscan's wife and Finn at their house. Had some pizza, had some seltzer water. We actually left with goodie bag. She gave us goodie bags. If she's ever watching this, thank you for our goodie bag. I felt like a kid, like a mom. Remember that? I say even
getting ready to get on the school bus. We're about to get on the school bus. She met us at the door, and she goes, "Here you go." A little goodie bag, Ziploc bag of pizza and a seltzer water.
And now I'm a very honest person, so if she is watching this, I am very sorry in advance because I forgot that I had that pizza, so that pizza was sitting in my car for the last couple of days. So, yeah, it was bad. Like I felt terrible, but I was like, damn, I mean, I'm an honest person. I think she'll find that funny. She's fucking hilarious, dude. Yeah. She's fucking hilarious. Like her jokes are like funny. Like there was this joke about like something happened. I don't know what we were talking about. I think it was Betty. I think it was you, right? They were talking about you had mentioned something personal. I don't want to bring it up because it's personal, but you had mentioned something personal and like she made it like she said something about like, oh, don't give them that because and then she mentioned it. I don't want to say it because it's a personal thing.
Yes,
and
I
thought it was the funniest.
Was it the blue shoes? Was it the blue shoes? That happens to everybody, Blitz. It's not a big deal.
Yeah. No, it wasn't that. That was a different topic.
Oh, okay.
Well, I did.
No, she was great.
No, so
I was just gonna say she was great.
No, she was like, dude, she was fantastic. And even just being over there, but also too, like hanging out with you, dude, every single time that I get an opportunity to hang out with you. And I'm hoping that this year is the year that I finally get to meet up with Unworthy so we could, terrorize everything and just have some, like, that's going to be the day we're going to record every little segment so we could like put it as our promos and shit. We're going to record everything that day. But like,
we're going to have to go and buy bunk beds. Just so we can recreate this scene where we're like, we got so much room for activities. Knock over my whole display of McFarlane's. Right.
So Benny, like, dude, like again, it was so awesome hanging out with you again. We hung out before, so like, what's been going on with you, man? Besides like the show and stuff like that, what's new with you, dude?
To be honest, just behind the scenes is just work. And trying not to kill anybody at work.
They frown on that at work.
Yeah,
they do.
I was chatting with you guys about the Karen I dealt with today, but I didn't get to tell you guys about a teenager I almost beat up yesterday for trying to be disrespectful.
Oh my God, he's going after the kids now.
Bro,
I your wife and your kids.
He came to my truck, man, and he wanted to act tough, and I told him to go back to his mother like a good little boy and fucking wait there until I get there. And then I threw the package at him. And I told his mother to teach. I told his mom to teach him some fucking manners.
And he was secretly a 7-year-old.
But he was a big 7. He was big
7-year-old. So
nah, he was a tall fucking teenager. He was like 6'2". That's how I knew he was a teenager. I was like, I'm beat your ass. But anyway.
So you were like, listen, kid, you need to get back over there.
Pretty much.
So,
Danny IPA 9.9. Yeah. Oh.
Okay.
Manny set him up with that.
Oh, yeah, dude. He gave me a fucking one of those like drinks. And like I'm like, dude, do you want me to like stay in Massachusetts? Because that's what's gonna
wake up in a Target in Massachusetts.
I was gonna end up at Chris Con on one of those empty fucking tables, just laying on the table with like a sticker, a fucking Sir Dork sticker on my forehead.
But besides that, it's just I've been having a lot of fun, like behind the scenes with stuff we're doing with Lazy Boys and the Pig Bar, and a lot of the people that have been reaching out to us, which has been incredible lately. Like it's the amount of people that have actually hit us up to want to be on, to the point that we're booked through the end of September, and I already have 2 people more for October. And it's just nice to see that people want to get their face out there. So I'm having fun with that behind the scenes with the interaction with people.
Well, I bet a lot of that has to do with people probably getting sick and tired of seeing me and Danny pop in on the Lazy Boys.
I thought they were sick and tired of just seeing us doing Lazy Boys. He's like, you know what? We got to have more faces on there.
You know, I'm the opposite. I'm sick and tired of not being on Lazy Boys.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't going to say it. I was thinking it too. I'm saying it.
I'm going to fucking say it. Every time, listen, and shout out to the fellas who hosted the Pick Bar yesterday. Shout out to those fellas. They did a good job. But anytime, like, we don't get asked, me, you, Clintastic, and AB. AB is already there. But anytime me and you and Clintastic don't get asked, I'm like, are they like angry with us? Like, it's like, like I want to reach out to Thor and
they probably tuned into the last episode that we hosted that was 3.5 hours fucking long.
No, but that's
we didn't shut up.
Yeah, right. We're talking about just a bunch of nothing. Like we went from talking about photos and appreciating photos to like, hey, by the way, this Power Ranger reminds me of this woman I met. Right? I remember
appreciate your women.
Appreciate your women. or appreciate your relationships.
So pretty much what you're telling me though is you guys are volunteering to host a Pig Bar either next week or the following week.
Don't give me that.
Well,
that's pretty much.
I can't do next week because I got Cobra Dad. I got a show with Cobra Dad next.
So following week,
I'm good for it. Yeah.
There you go.
Well, listen. And I'm just shitting. I'm just fucking with y'all. But like, honestly,
I'll let Clintastic know. I'll be like, hey, you're doing it. I'm not asking. I'm telling.
We always have a blast hosting the show, and we always have a blast just shooting the shit with you guys. And honestly, for everybody watching, there wouldn't be a Rowdy Boys if it wasn't for the Pig Bar and Lazy Boys, because that's the show that really brought me, AB, and Unworthy together. And you know what I'm saying, they're fucking awesome. And they you know, we're gonna plug the show later and talk about more about it. But like these guys, every week, always reaching out to small accounts, new photographers, and just showing them appreciation and showing them and boosting their self-esteem. You don't understand how many people I've spoken to. And like, I know you guys had the guys from Behind the Plastic, and they had mentioned that you guys are the reasons why they started that show. Like, right? Because Behind the Plastic is fucking fantastic. I love that show. And like just with us two, like us getting together and becoming friends, it's like, it's you guys do such a beautiful job, and you guys do so much for the community. You know what I'm saying?
You're gonna make me cry. Stop. You're gonna make me cry.
Should I stop?
I can feel it.
I don't feel it, but I can see it.
Go for the jugular.
You know, I gotta be very careful when I get sentimental on this show, because anytime I get sentimental, the views go down. It goes from like 20 people to 5 people. They're like, what is this mushy shit? Like, I don't want to see this. I want to see them talking about blue chews and shit.
Yeah, we were talking about aliens and fucking lizard people. What is this all about?
Let me tell you, everybody in the chat, if you're watching, you guys are some sick bastards. Anytime, and this is a fact, and I wish I could record it. Anytime that we're talking about something like important, like we'll be talking about like fucking toys or something or anything else, and then the views will be like, all right, well, let me click back in on. But the minute we start talking about dicks, blue chews, we start saying inappropriate jokes, that shit goes to like 40 almost or 60. I'm like, you dirty bastards. I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew that.
You know what they want.
You know what got the most? I noticed in the episodes that we've done, the episodes that we had the most views on was the ones where we were like, we're going to be apologizing for something. And then as soon as we started apologizing, people were like, oh, these fucking assholes. And then boom, viewers are down.
They were like, unsubscribe. Fuck those guys. That's a good shirt. Unsubscribe. Fuck those guys. I love that. So Benny, like, besides the Pig Bar and Lazy, I know you got Lazy Boys, where it's really kind of like this show is. Like, it's just really a kickback show. You guys get together and you open toys and you talk about shows and you talk like most of the show, like from like, it starts at 8, right? And to like almost closing, it's all about Star Wars. So I'm like the whole entire time I'm in the chat, I'm like, I'm gonna make a dick joke because I'm like, you're losing me here. You're fucking losing me because you guys know, like, Thor says last because he knows me when it comes to like Star Wars. I'm like, my eyes go across. I'm like, all right, I don't want to talk about this shit.
He's like, who's Anakin Dick Walker?
Who's Anakin Dick Walker? It's Michael Myers in the next Star Wars movie. That's all I want to know. So like, other than that, like, what are like some big? I mean, if you want to share this, what are some big things coming up for like Lazy Boy and Lazy Boy, or even just the Pig Bar? What are some upcoming big things you guys got coming up?
Well, we just started doing Friday Night Feats again. So the focus for Friday Night Feats is mainly going to be we're each picking an account under 1,000 followers.
Nice.
Just trying to showcase them and like you said a little while ago, get them more exposure, but also to show like people see their work. A lot of people start their accounts and they'll reach maybe like 200-300 followers, and then they don't post after like a few months because maybe they think that people don't notice or they're not getting where they're trying to get. But we try to show them like it's noticed and just take your time, have fun with the process. So that's the main goal right now with Friday Night Feats return. And the Pig Bar, we're just encouraging people to do guest nominations. We started like a Pig Bar channel for that. So we've been getting a lot of people reaching out to show us accounts that we may have missed or not be able to see, just to get them out there. And for Lazy Boys, we got a lot of stuff lined up. I'm coming up on 5,000 followers, so I'm going to be doing another diorama giveaway.
Wait, didn't you like just hit 4,000? Like, what?
I thought he just hit 5,000. So like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I had hit 4,000 like 2 months ago.
Yeah, because you did the Toddy Mac 4,000 attack.
Yeah.
Thing. And I won, and I passed on the prize there to Ravens. And now all of a sudden, now you're already at 5. Like, holy fuck, man.
So let me ask you,
70 followers away.
Let me
what
ask
do you have
question.
to pay for the? What do you got to pay for the followers? Like
nothing.
Like, what's the farming account?
You know what I've noticed? So like, I like to reach out to a lot of accounts that like I said, that just start. So what I do is, like, when I see people, I start a conversation with them, like, praising their photography and just talking with them and seeing where their vision is. Because the main goal for me is, like, I like to get people on Lazy Boys. I like to get the person on to have the exposure and have them on. So I gain a lot of followers just through conversations. And like, I follow more people than what follows me. Because at the end of the day, for me, the numbers don't matter. It's like a tit for tat. So like, if I'm following, people just follow me back. But I want to do something. I wanted to do like a double-sided diorama giveaway for when I do hit 5,000. So it's gonna be like maybe like a castle side on one side, and then flip it over and be like a brick wall, a street pavement, something that they could be switching back and forth.
I can attest to your dial making skills, because I have a custom dial from Blitzbig.
Yeah,
quite amazing.
I have some accessory sets. And just to clarify, when he says exposure, that means like he wants to expose your account to get more reach, not expose yourself. Like, don't take a photo of your dick on the fucking IG and tag
or do it. Do it. You
then
won't
again,
do it.
Then again, that shit would be funny, right? You imagine it like if
put your dick next to a dick. I think that'd be poetry, like
not poetry emotion, dick in motion.
Tag, like right, and then tag like take a dick pic next to dick and tag McFarlane on it, or tag the pig bar, or tag a worthy addiction. We will feature your photo. We'll get canceled, but we will feature your photo.
You guys are gonna get like a
do a red hood. Do a picture of the red hood next to your hood. It'd be, right? If you're a lady, do that. That'd be great too.
Hey, for the chat, show of hands if you want a worthy addiction to feature dick pics. Let's see how many people we get.
Whole month of dicks.
We're gonna do black and dicks, black and white and dicks. Just black and white shot the whole month of September is gonna be a black and white shot with any dick. Just add a hint of peach.
Wow.
No, that's too much. It's too much.
But I was gonna say besides that, with Lazy Boys, with that giveaway, we have other giveaways that we got lined up that we want to do down the road.
Okay.
But shout out to the fellas, man. They give me the motivation, and I think it comes full circle. We all give each other motivation when it comes to just trying to stay positive and help the community. And we have like a lot of newer account guests lined up. So I think by them coming on, it'll encourage more people who are just starting out to be like, you know what, I want to get in front of a camera and talk about myself and build that confidence.
Absolutely.
That's what's up.
Now, yeah, I mean, when I first started out, like Green featured one of my shots, and then just through bullshitting with him and talking with you guys, it was like next thing you know, I was on the pick bar. I was like, I had like 200 followers. Like, I have no idea what the fuck I'm even talking about. So, you guys are definitely. I think I remember getting on that first episode with the pick bar, and I was like trying to be all. I was trying to be funny, but like nobody knew who the fuck I was. So it was like everything I was saying kind of came across as disrespectful because I was like mentioning people. I was like, oh, I don't remember who exactly I had mentioned, but I was like, oh, that person, yeah, fuck that person. But like really, it was just like trying to be funny, not because I actually had a problem with that person. So,
dude,
don't do what I do.
I was fucking nervous the first time I ever did the pick bar, even just Lazy Boys. I was so nervous the time, but then once I got on and I saw that they were like similar to me, and I was like, all right, I could be comfortable. And that's one thing I will say. I've always been comfortable, and I've been comfortable on a lot of shows, but I feel like I've always been, I've been comfortable enough to say fuck on your show and not feel like I'm gonna get canceled or I'm not gonna be asked to come on, because I mean we hosted the pick bar. It's like, yeah, he said fuck, let's let him host the show one day. He's great. So like I love that you guys gave me the opportunity just to be myself. And again, look, it like catapulted into this whole thing where now me and this handsome fella next to me right here, this awesome guy right here, we started our own show, you know what I'm saying? So it's awesome.
This guy. This guy. There you go.
Well, I gotta be careful because I feel like I'm like on cheaters right now. So
you're being confronted by both of your lovers, yeah.
So like just I want to point out a comment here. This is I'm assuming this has to do, I hope I'm correct me. I'm assuming that has to do with the dick pic and then tag the pick bar. Thor, I think one with a Spider-Man mask and would be dope, dude. I'll tell you, that would be like easy like 500 likes or something with that photo. That would be dope. Since I'm not next to you, Dan.
Danny could take a photo of Dan in my hand. Like, Dan in my hand.
So guys, we got so many things coming up. And one of the things that we kind of like wanted to talk about tonight is, and we there's so many fandoms, right? But one of the fandoms that I think all of us have really grew up with, and many of us have, is wrestling, right? So speaking of wrestling, we have SummerSlam coming up August 5th. It's gonna be an amazing event, and we're gonna touch on that a little bit, and just also we're gonna give our predictions tonight. But like I wanted to kind of start off something just to kind of like I mean, I want to say break the ice, but I think we've broken the ice already. That's been broken. But like one of the questions in like anytime like we're either talking any combat sport is like, what would be an ultimate super fight for you, right? So like, for example, right, we just had the Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence boxing fight. That was a super fight because these are two undefeated boxers that, you know, everybody wanted to see. There's there's plans for like for anybody that watches boxing, 'cause I'm a big boxing fan. Deontay Wilder and Andy Ruiz are supposed to be having a fight, and then there was talks about Ryan Garcia and Pitbull Cruz supposed to have a fight, and like UFC, right? UFC. What was a mega fight for UFC? Mega fight for UFC was always Conor McGregor and Khabib. That was a mega fight. Like everybody wanted to see a fight, and now
that didn't go very well.
I know I was so fucking disappointed in that fight, and like, you know, so with that being said, like, what would be now because of wrestling, like, what would be a like crazy mega fight with you guys in any combat sport? It could be like a crossover between WWE or AEW and boxing, or it could be UFC. It could be a mixture of anything. What would be a super crazy mega fight for you, and you think that it would be super fucking entertaining to watch, and why?
Okay, I got two. One is
Okay.
an obvious one, and I'll go with that one first. And it was talked about for so many years, and it never ever got to happen, and it never will happen, which was always The Undertaker versus Sting. That fight of WCW Sting creep show style versus like Dead Man Undertaker would have been a phenomenal match. Like just
that was
the lead
like
up
around like the Ministry days. When they started teasing that.
Yeah. And then they teased it again when when Sting came to WWE for the short amount of time that he did. He was supposed to do it, and they never got around to it. So
yeah,
but I think that would have been such a great fight and a great match. Just you know, Undertaker's in-ring charismatics and his approach to how he fights, and Sting the same way, just in his guerrilla style that he always does, whatever. I think it would have been dope. So that's the first one, but that's an obvious one for me and for many people. Another would probably be Mike Tyson in his prime versus Conor McGregor. I think that match would be fucking crazy, just because
it would be off the wall, because Mike Tyson wouldn't go for none of that scripting it like fucking Mayweather did.
Yeah,
he's gonna have another one of those fucking press conferences where the guy told him to put him in a straitjacket. He's like, put your mother in a straitjacket, and he's like, tell him he's gonna like fuck him in the ass, and like I would have left, dude. I would have been like, I want to like file sexual harassment charge, because I would have felt like my ass was in trouble that day. When he said that, he was serious. That was like he had to be like on drugs or something that time. Like I don't know.
Yeah, you just imagine like the press conference for that, like Conor McGregor, shut your face, and Mike Tyson, I don't like the way you talk, and then just going back and forth.
Yeah,
I think that would have been crazy, because Mike Tyson in his prime, he was a fucking like wicked powerhouse. He was just all power, like there was no real technique. It was just power.
And that would go well with Conor, because Conor is very evasive. Like he's very powerful as well, but like he's also quite evasive when he's not snapping his fucking shin in the middle of the octagon.
I believe it.
Unworthy, you got anything?
I do actually. It's kind of like we've been seeing a lot of these mega fights, like with McGregor and Mayweather. That happened.
That was big.
And really, if you think about it, one already happened just like this last year with Roman Reigns and Logan Paul. Like that was that was actually a banger of a fucking match. Like Logan Paul, like I thought he was a douchebag, and then he had that match with Roman Reigns. I was like, wow, this guy can go. Like he's a worker. So I'd actually, for that reason alone, I would like to see. It's been teased a few times, but I would like to see Logan Paul and Conor McGregor getting an octagon, because Logan Paul says that he can get in the octagon, and I'd like to have Conor McGregor show him why that's not a good idea.
Yeah,
seriously.
I don't think he'll
I
last in the octagon.
I think another obvious one probably would be fucking probably Mike Tyson and actually, you know what? Mike Tyson and Kimbo Slice. Kimbo Slice was a powerhouse puncher.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
He could take a whole lot of damage. He wasn't very much offense. But he didn't need to because he could put all that ass he had in behind one good shot, and he could. But at the same time, Tyson's got an iron jaw, like they call him Iron Mike. But like that dude could take a punch. So
yeah,
I think Tyson would have won that. If that ever would have happened, I think Tyson would have won that.
Yeah, against Kimbo.
Yeah,
I think so too. But I don't think he would have got it easy. I don't think.
Oh no, definitely not.
I like this answer. Toy Addict versus Toy Regan. Honestly, for me, a dream match for me for wrestling, I would say I would have loved to see Hulk Hogan versus Hollywood Hogan.
What kind of bullshit answer is that? Fucking phoning it
in. No. Honestly, I would have loved to see like something like I don't know, like Eddie Guerrero, right? Eddie Guerrero was like one of my favorite wrestlers. I would have loved to see Eddie Guerrero have a match with like one of the younger guys, like a very technical guy from like AEW. Like you pick any technical guy from AEW, I would have loved to see Eddie Guerrero, because AEW has a lot of, even WWE, they have a lot of great technical wrestlers. I would have loved to see Eddie Guerrero get pushed to that limit where he's wrestling a younger guy who has kind of similar to the same. What's the guy's name that's on the LWO now and he's with Zelina Vega? What's his name?
Santos.
Yeah.
He would have been great against Eddie Guerrero. Like a match with those two would have been great. Or even Andrade. Perfect. There you go. Andrade versus Eddie Guerrero would have been a phenomenal match because they're both technical. They're both high flying. And they work really. I think they will work so well because I watched the Eddie Guerrero and Andrade's fight, and I saw the matches, the great matches that they had. I think that match would have been like phenomenal. Like
I bet Eddie and Penta would fucking put on a
they would have. And then as far as like anything else, like I've always wanted to see like Miguel Cotto versus Felix Trinidad in his prime. Felix Trinidad and Miguel Cotto. I would always go with Miguel Cotto because he was the pride for Puerto Rico for me. He was always the pride for me. It wasn't never Felix Trinidad. I was honestly, if anybody remembers the Felix Trinidad and De La Hoya fight, I was rooting for De La Hoya. I was the disappointment that day. I was the one at home like, Viva Mexico. I'm going for De La Hoya for this one. I was the one because again, I just was never a fan of like Trinidad. I was never a fan of him, but like that would be dope. And now as far as divas, like diva match, like I would love to see Jade.
They don't call them divas anymore.
Oh, they're not divas, right? Look at me. I'm
Women's
still
division.
Women's division. I'm such a sexist pig.
Hello, ladies.
Jade from AEW versus Bianca Belair. That would be a dope fight. Like I would love to see that. That would
I hate Bianca Belair. I hate Bianca on the mic. She fucking sucks on the mic.
Yeah, there's some wrestlers that need to like
put Jade up against Rhea. Now that's something I would pay to see.
I would pay to see that too. I would definitely pay to see that too.
I mean, I guess as far as wrestling, like a straight up wrestling dream match, I would have to say I think one that would be amazing would be like 2016, 2017, the Demon Finn Balor versus like 97 Sting. Like when he was coming back with the Crow, like they both had that supernatural thing going on. I think that would be pretty fucking amazing. That's not me, by the way.
That's not me neither.
It usually is, but it's not this time.
That's part of the show. Don't worry about it. It's great. I think another one would. I think another like mega fight would be super dope. Would be like Kurt Angle versus this dude from Jack Gable, right? Gable from that would
Jack Gable.
Yeah, that would be a good match because they're kind of similar. They're a lot similar. You know what I'm saying? I see a lot of similarities in both of them. He's like the modern. He's like this era's Kurt Angle in a way, right? They do the little cheesy like shush and all this shit. They're dope. Shush.
You know, he stole that from fucking Encino Man. Like I was watching Encino Man the other day. I was like, oh, that's where the fuck he got that. Shush, shush, please.
Honestly, like I use that now, like anytime like my kids are like annoying the shit out of me, like, hey daddy this, daddy, I'm like, shush, shush. And they're like looking at me like I can only imagine what they say like when they walk away. It's like fucking bald bastard. Fucking
you know, I always say that I do a wrestling quote to my kids too all the time when they're being fucking ridiculous. But I always give them the LA Knight. I always
dude. Fucking let me listen. Let me tell you something. Oh, all right, I sound like let me tell you something. LA Knight is fucking so over. That guy is so over, and like it's ridiculous. Like I understand that they're not like people get so frustrated because he's not. They're like, oh, he needs to do this. He needs to like give it time. Like and Triple H. That's why I love watching.
The man's in his mid-40s. They need.
But listen,
pull the
but what I'm saying.
He's
but listen,
Dallas Page old, man. Remember when he became world heavyweight champion? He was like 48.
He's gonna be world heavyweight champion and get inducted into the Hall of Fame the same day. Watch.
Like it's no big deal that he's 40 in his mid-40s because like he's had a lot of success before he ever even came to WWE. Like he was, Eli Drake. Was that his name? Eli Drake or whatever.
Yeah.
Or Eli Drake in TNA. Yeah. Like he was already massively successful before TNA decided to shit the bed, and then fucking he signed to NXT, and then they squandered him, and then they tried to make him like a male model dude, like promoter or whatever. And now people are finally remembering how great he was as Eli Drake, because that dude was amazing. He's always been amazing on the mic.
He was also mocap for the WWE games. So he was the one that dressed up with the dots.
I didn't know that.
For years.
Yeah.
Yo, bro, for years.
Yo,
I think even while he was with TNA. While he was with TNA, he was contracted.
Yeah, he had
doing
a thing with
WWE
games.
Yeah.
That is so fucking shitty. Like you're gonna be remembered for being mocap in a fucking video game, not a champion.
He's gonna be like, oh, hey, nice. Mocap.
Mocap in the end. Honestly, I think and this is why I was gonna say this is why I like watching the anytime there's like big events, I like watching the press conferences because you get to see a lot of like them what they have planned and their plans for the storylines and stuff like that. And one of the things that Triple H had mentioned was that everybody wanted LA Knight to win that Money in the Bank. They wanted that, but it's like, but I kind of respect that they're not doing it because it's like that's one of the things. It's like a make or break thing, right? Think of Kofi Kingston, for example, right? When Kofi Kingston, it was Kofi Mania, right? And he had this whole thing going where people wanted him to be champ, and even Bianca Belair, not even just Bianca, like other people, like you wanted them to be champs so bad, but then when they became champion, they never gave like the hype wasn't as big as it was when they weren't champions, right? So I think they're doing a phenomenal job of not giving him that right now. They're like, and Triple H said it best, is like, those good things come to those who wait. So like, I feel like eventually he could be the world heavyweight, the new world heavyweight title. He could be that. Or he could be undisputed champ. I could see that happening.
He ain't winning undisputed.
I call it right now. I call it right now. And everybody, whoever's watching this, please take a note of this. LA Knight will be world heavyweight champion one day. And then you're going to remember this show. You're going to say, Danny, you were right. I'm going to buy you a beer because you said that. So
I'm going to be like, don't tell him he's right. His head is already too big to fucking fit on screen.
No, it's not. We're past that because KJ Smith reminded me that
he brought you back down to earth.
He brought me back down to earth when I was already on cloud 9. And what's Ric Flair's when I was Space Mountain, when I was already on fucking Space Mountain, KJ Smith reminded me that no, bitch, you're down in New Haven, Connecticut. So thank you, KJ. But so again, I think WWE is doing. Me personally, I mean, they get a lot of shit, but I think they're doing a really good job of not like Cody, for example. Cody is not champion yet.
hate that guy.
I know, yeah, we hate Cody or
I
whatever.
hate that guy.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie to you. Me and Benny were in a chat one time when he was wrestling Roman during WrestleMania, and me and Benny were like sewing like, yeah. And then fucking Unworthy was like the whole time Unworthy's like, oh, if he fucking wins. I'm like, dude, he's like,
I said,
this.
if he wins, I'm deleting my Instagram.
He was like that serious. Like he was like, I swear I'm gonna delete everything. And we were like making fun of it. And here fucking Roman wins. And me and the fucking Betty are looking at each other like, what the fuck happened? I'm like, and he's like, you know what? I was lying. I would never delete my account. I knew this was gonna happen.
You know what it is? Like, I wanted Cody to win, not for who he is, but like it would have been the perfect comeback story. And also to get it over with. Because now you're dragging in, they're talking about Roman versus Cody for next year. Or now they're even talking about Roman versus Gunther for next year. And Cody being teased for a World Heavyweight Championship match, which with whoever's the World Heavyweight Champion at Mania. I
agree. I think Gunther, he's gonna be the next champion. He has. You can see it. You know when like Drew McIntyre. I knew Drew McIntyre was gonna be champion when he first came back. I was like, this guy's gonna be a champion one day. Hence the reason I say LA Knight. Don't sleep on him.
I honestly think Jay should be the one to dethrone him. It's been 3 years already of like from him trying to him joining the bloodline to the crumble of the bloodline. SummerSlam is the perfect spot to surprise everybody. Just fucking let him win it. And then if you want
why SummerSlam and not WrestleMania? That's my question.
Because he wouldn't see it coming.
Exactly. Yep, that one.
Okay.
2, he's already at a point with how many days he is as champion where the next one for him to beat is like, ooh, he has to be champion for like another 8 years or some shit. So like it makes no sense now. And the biggest surprise would be it not seeing it coming. There's been a whole bunch of talks of turning Roman into a babyface and taking him away from being a heel, which would be so stupid. But
no, they can't.
That dude was never successful until they made him a heel.
Exactly. So the only way that can be successful in some type of way, not even a full way, because I don't think he could be a babyface at all, is if you let Jay win at SummerSlam and you have Jay become the tribal chief, have him feud with Solo for a little while instead of Solo versus Roman or whatever, or you have Solo turn on Roman at SummerSlam and Jay wins, and then the bloodline is just the Usos and Solo, the brothers, and then you have like the wise man leave Roman, and then Roman has to build himself up from the ground up. That's the only way it's going to work a little bit. That's the only way it's going to work for them to do a babyface. I would have left him heel, let Jay win, and then have Jay feud with Solo for a little while.
I can see that. I mean,
I look at Roman. I never liked Roman. Like the way I feel about Cody is the same way I felt about Roman right up until. And like I've always been a big Wyatt fan. I always loved Bray Wyatt. I loved the Fiend. So when he came back at SummerSlam and beat Braun for the Universal title, and then Roman speared him and like made it, it was out of nowhere or whatever the fuck, or you'll never see it coming or whatever the fuck the slogan was that year. I remember storming around my house, stomping fucking mad. Like this fucking asshole is going to win the title right off of the Fiend. It's bullshit. I hate Roman Reigns. Why did he have to come back? Glad he didn't die from leukemia. I'm glad that he didn't die from leukemia.
he had to put that in there.
Like, why the fuck didn't he just stay gone? And then this whole tribal chief. I'm a Roman guy. Like I couldn't find any of them for tonight, but I have multiple Roman Reigns shirts. Yeah. Like I'm a Roman guy. I acknowledge the tribal chief.
How do you? Now my question is, how do you acknowledge the tribal chief? Okay. All right. Honestly, like I agree in that aspect. I'm going back to piggyback, like what you were saying, Benny. Like I think it would be dumb because and all matter of fact, piggyback on what both you said. Like I think it would be really fucking stupid for you to take Roman Reigns, who's had a great successful run as a heel, and bring him back to something that's like it's not like I think
he liked him when he was a face.
No, hell no. Nobody. I couldn't.
Remember that dog food fucking thing when Baron Corbin and
I remember that shit.
They put dog food all over him. Like, come on, how can you make that guy a good guy again?
No, it's like that. What is he gonna do? Like, if he becomes a babyface, he's gonna be like, acknowledge me, please.
Please. I hated like the whole what is it, the big dog. I hated that whole gimmick. Like it worked for the Shield. It worked for them. But again, that goes to show you, that goes to show you how great Seth Rollins is, right? Where Seth Rollins is like, you can make him a heel and a baby face, and it works. It fucking works.
That guy any stupid thing to do.
Fucking John Moxley, you can make him a fucking. And let me tell you, true story. I went to a AEW when they first came to Connecticut. They came to Bridgeport, Connecticut. I went to my first AEW show, right? And this is a true story. And I hope my brother ever watches this show because he will like dying, crying, laughing. The show was great. We're watching the show, and then fucking John Moxley comes out, right, with his theme, and he comes through the crowd. And when I tell you I like bitched out, I like went like it was like fucking one of the Backstreet Boys in the 90s, and like I was a little girl, like I went sick. Like I was like jumping up in the air, holding my brother's shoulder, and then my brother was like, dude, you really marked the fuck out. I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, you were quiet the whole time, you were drinking, but then John Moxley comes out and you're like holding my shoulder, you're like yelling. I said, I thought I heard you go, ah! Like you yelled like a girl, like you were so excited. And he will
something about a rugged white guy with a beard that just drives you nuts. Huh?
He will never let that fucking go, because it's like, and even to this day, like it's embarrassing. It's getting annoying now. Like I go to fucking dinners, and the first conversation this fucking guy says is like, hey Dan, do you remember when you marked out and and almost wet your fucking underwear because fucking John Moxley came out? But like, I remember that. Like, what the like? It was funny because I was like jumping, because I really was. I was like, oh my god, it's John Moxley! Oh my god! And then like my son and my brother were like, "Fuck is wrong with this guy?" It's just like you didn't do that for anybody else. You did that for John Moxley. But again, he was fucking awesome. It was fucking awesome. Yeah, that was my groupie moment. But going back to what I was saying, like John Moxley is one of those guys that heel or face, like it's just the way he is, right? I think Roman suffers from, like, I'm telling you, if he comes back as a baby face, I don't think it's gonna be as good as it is now, because arguably, and I will say this, and I think many people have said this storyline has been one of the best storylines that WWE has produced in a long time. And not to take away from the 90s or back then, the golden era, this is such a great story. Like I have been so invested in wanting to see, like when Sami Zayn turned on Roman, I fucking lost it when fucking when they won the titles together, tag titles, dude. Like you felt that shit because they invested so much. And the crazy thing is like there's still so much more to this story. And do you guys feel like it ends with Roman losing the title, or do you feel like it continues? Like this is a story that could continue and they could push down. Like
I feel like who's this is a story I feel like this is a story that has to end with Roman losing, but not to Jimmy, not to Jay, not to Solo. Like it has to end with Roman losing and like leaving for a while, and then Roman has to come back like Lesnar does every now and then. Like fucking.
I think
somebody's standing victorious, and then Roman's music hits and comes out and just fucking destroys everybody.
Yeah.
I think it ends with him losing the belt, but it continues his story as like the bloodline story continues. Like I feel like if he lose, let's say he does lose to Jay Saturday, like just an example, like that chapter is closed. Like Triple H likes to say, one chapter closes, another one opens.
Yeah,
like
that's true.
Let's say Solo does turn on fucking Roman for some reason. Now you got to deal with the fact that now he is alone on the island of relevancy, really alone. And now Solo is in his way, and now he's got to go after Solo because you fucking cost me, 1,000-something days as champion. And then you got a storyline with him for the rest of the bloodline.
Mm-hmm.
Like I mean, but I don't even think that's gonna carry for so long unless the Usos do something.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I think I was gonna say, I think a great idea would definitely be like Unworthy said, like him being out, because from what I hear, after he loses the title, he's gonna be out. He's gonna be gone for a couple of months, right? He's gonna be out.
I mean, he's been carrying the entire company on his back for 3 years.
He's been fucking wrestling.
Take a fucking break.
He's been, first of all, he hasn't been carrying shit because he's been wrestling here and there. Seth Rollins has been carrying WWE.
Oh,
he's the one that's been. Seth.
I'm not
Rollins
talking to my wife if she's watching. It wasn't directed to you.
Seth Rollins is the one I feel that has been carrying the WWE.
Nah, I don't think so.
I think so. I think he's been, everything he's put out has been great. When he was a heel, when he's a good guy, he's entertaining. Honestly, he's like, even like the fact that, like, I think Cody has even said this in like interviews, like he's the guy he's competing with. Like, he has to compete with the top guy on Top Guy on Raw. He's competing with him because there's no way Cody wants to be the face of Raw, face of whatever. But it's like, how do you compete with somebody like Seth Rollins, who's fucking mega superstar? Like, it's fucking Seth freaking Rollins. Like, come on.
So now. I got a question. The
best thing Seth Rollins ever did was marry Becky Lynch.
No, stop.
So, question: if you had a choice, are you watching Monday Night Raw, or are you watching Friday Night SmackDown?
Monday Night Raw all the way. I'm watching Monday Night Raw all the way. I'm invested. I am invested in Monday Night Raw for the sole purpose of seeing Seth freaking Rollins. I am invested.
Rhea Ripley for me. That's the reason
I am not a listen. I am nowhere near a super. I like him, but I am not a fan of Seth Rollins. But I feel like Monday Night Raw could be
Sounds
shitty.
like you're a big fan of Seth Rollins.
I mean, I might be. Shit,
you're contradicting yourself. Sounds like you're a big fan of Seth Rollins.
I probably am, but I feel like I watch Monday Night Raw because despite whatever the show, how the show turns out, whether it's shitty or not, I feel like anything Seth Rollins has anything to do with it, it makes the show go. Even like, honestly, like this whole like thing, like, and now that we're talking about wrestling, like we have SummerSlam is gonna have Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar, right? Even that feud has been fucking annoying to me. Like I understood the first match, the second match, but it's like I like that they like, I don't know where they're going with this. Like, this is a random fucking fight.
Cody's gonna win.
Cody's gonna win, and it's only because this is what WWE does. They fucking have this stupid ass storyline where they put somebody who you would never believe can beat Brock Lesnar, and then have Lesnar destroy that person several times, and then let the dude beat Brock Lesnar somehow. Like he beat Lesnar at the last one, like the last match. This is like their
he lost a lot. Brock won the last match.
Yeah, he did.
Cody won the first one, and then he won the first one kind of by fluke, right? And then Lesnar. And then Lesnar beat him. And now, and like this whole segment they just did on Monday Night Raw last week where fucking Cody dives out of the ring on Lesnar and then they're like pulling him off of Lesnar. It's like, come on, try that in the real world. Try that in the fucking real world. Lesnar will rip your arm off and beat you to death with your own arm.
Dude, ain't that the same fucking thing? Like WWE, like a lot of wrestling companies, they reuse a lot of the fucking like stuff. That whole dive shit, like that shit is like, I know, like it's been done so many times that I'm like, the whole time I'm watching, I was like, they're gonna hold them back. He's gonna, like, I could write fucking wrestling now, right?
Because the locker room's gonna clear out, keep them apart. Come on.
All the wrestlers are gonna come out, they're gonna stop, all the security are gonna get beat up. I already know how this is gonna play out. But I mean, honestly, like going back to Cody and Brock, like I feel like that kind of took away a lot from Cody's story because I really want Cody to kind of finish his story, but it kind of took away. I feel like it took away from that. I don't know if that was purposely done because people want to like. They don't want to like gas him up too much. I mean, they want to make Cody the fucking like face of Raw so much that he even had the fucking dog. Remember he had like Crypto the dog. What the fuck kind of dog? Remember that shit? He had like a fucking Cody like bandit or some bullshit. I'm like, they really want to make this guy like over.
The only way I think Cody's story should end is him getting up into another big match with the title on the line, and then him losing, and then like you know how they did like the Tupac, they did the hologram Tupac at Coachella or whatever. They need to have a hologram Dusty Rhodes pop up behind Cody after he loses again, and then we could get Mikey V-Town to do the voiceover going, Cody who? I don't know who this Cody guy is. Man. Who is this Cody guy?
Well, thank God that for people like LA Knight, right, who keep things fresh. And he gets a lot of shit because he's like, you know, they say he's like copying The Rock, copying Austin. But that's the shit that we fell in love with, right? We fell in love with that Attitude Era, right? And like the fact that like, but again, like a lot of this shit is so fucking repetitive. Like, and like, I think Cobra Dad said it best, man. Like that dive shit's played out. Absolutely, dude. There's some things that I'm like, yo, once it was done that one time, like I don't ever like, for a perfect example, Austin came out, Stone Cold came out back then with the beer truck, and he sprayed Vince McMahon and his son with the beer. Fucking Angle comes out with a milk truck and he fucking sprays.
But that was hilarious.
Yeah, that was actually really good though.
It was hilarious.
He sprayed Austin. He got Austin.
Like what's fucking next? Like we're gonna have somebody come out and spray like fucking KY.
Logan Paul with his prime.
Yes, Logan Paul.
Oh my god, that was so that like after a while, it's like, all right, let's think of something new. Let's think outside the box.
Give Jay the belt. Give Jay the belt. That's new. It's fresh, and nobody's expecting it.
Now, do you think that Jay will hold up to being champion? Do you think he could be a champion that you're gonna follow? That he's gonna make you want to watch SmackDown? Like he's gonna be like, what's gonna end up happening is like he's gonna win the title, and I hope it doesn't happen. He's gonna win the title, and this whole conversation, that same question that you asked me, I'm gonna ask you that question. Which would you prefer? Would you want to watch SmackDown or Raw? And Ben, you're gonna say, I want to watch Raw now.
No. So I think if he wins the belt, he can hold it for a while because he's actually pretty good on the mic. So his promo skills, which he's developed so well, but that's because of like Roman's help.
Yeah.
And you know, behind the scenes, Paul Heyman helps them with that shit. So it's like, I think he can hold it for a while. But then he needs to lose the belt.
Also, you know, I've been saying it for a long time. If anybody deserves to be the one to overthrow Roman and take the belts, it is Jay. Like Jay deserves it. Like he's been one of the most entertaining parts of the whole Bloodline story from start to finish. You know, I mean, you think about it. He won Roman won the title off of the Fiend. He squashed a couple people, and then they had this big long story with him and Jay, and then Jay joined. And like since then, like that, Jay has been the one carrying the whole Bloodline story. But it's not as much as I think he deserves it. It's not going to happen. Like I do not. I agree with you, Blitz, that I think having Roman lose at SummerSlam is a smart idea rather than wait until WrestleMania, because everybody will expect it to be at WrestleMania when he loses. And I agree with that, except for I don't think it'll be SummerSlam. If I were to put my money on it, I do not see Roman losing the title at SummerSlam. I see him probably losing it like Royal Rumble or maybe even Survivor Series. Like I think it's going to be in between, and then maybe Roman will have a rematch at WrestleMania and lose again. I don't see him losing. As much as I'd love to see Jay main event. I'm a big Uzi Juicy fucking fan. I love Jay Uso.
You love the Uzi
Juicy. I would rather see Jay Uso take the belt off Rollins than take the belt off of, because you know that could add a little lineage to it. Like we're not going to see Finn win the title at SummerSlam either, because they want somebody holding this belt for a while. So I think Jay needs to take the loss at SummerSlam. And then he needs to be gone for a little bit, and then he needs to come back to Raw and go against Seth for the title.
Well,
you know what will be dope? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I think we spoke about this before in the chat, in the Monday night chat. I'm
not in that chat.
No, because you don't do wrestling.
The wrestling, yeah.
Unless it's Michael Myers versus Jason, then I'll watch that shit all day.
I think it would be really dope if Finn Balor won at SummerSlam,
only because people would expect Damian Priest to come out and cash in on Finn Balor. They've teased it, like the little feud back and forth. I think that would be amazing, and have Damian Priest actually fucking beat Finn Balor for the belt. I think nobody would see that coming either. And then there's rumors that well, two things, because somebody put in the chat, is Bray Wyatt coming back, or was Bray Wyatt coming back? So they finally released his injury. He has a knee injury, so he had knee surgery or some shit like that. So he supposedly is coming back, but I don't think he's coming back to the Rumble.
Wait, that was his health. That was his like health issue. It was a fucking knee injury. Like, I mean, it's
I don't know. If
they made it
something else.
They made it seem like it was like a fucking like he had like smallpox or some bullshit like that. Like that's what they made it seem like.
Supposedly he's nuclear gonorrhea.
he has severe chafing, and he just purchased some ball stick.
Boom, trademark pending. He's got the ball stick, and he's coming back at Royal Rumble.
And then Randy Orton is supposedly
on
Saturday.
Yeah. And
for who? You think for Roman? For Roman, it's obvious. You think he's coming back for the Rumble, or you don't think he's coming back?
No, he's rumored to come back for the SummerSlam Rumble. Like they got the big SummerSlam Rumble. What is it? 20 men, I think. I don't think they're doing a full 30 minutes. 20 minutes.
You know who should come back? You know that turkey from back in the day who was
they made a figure of that. That's a
that's fucking figure. Dope. Honestly, like going back, like right now, currently, Bray Wyatt is one of my favorite wrestlers from this era. He's my guy. I'm a Fiend fan. I buy all the figures. I have T-shirts, masks, you name it. I love it all. I think this last comeback was a bit shitty. I was happy that it came back, but it wasn't something that
I think they gave him too much control of the writing.
Too much control. I think honestly, but like I wish that even going back, I wish like when the Fiend character was introduced, I don't think they should have squandered and fucked it up the way they did. Because
from the moment they had him lose the fucking Goldberg is when that whole
that shit. When I tell you I threw my fucking controller and like I smashed the fucking thing, like I had to call Xfinity, and like maybe that's why my internet gets fucked up all the time.
Did you hear the story behind that shit?
The one with Bray Wyatt?
No, Goldberg and Bray Wyatt. That was in Saudi Arabia.
I do.
So Goldberg told them, like, he was like, I'm not flying to Saudi Arabia to lose. So because the original ending was supposed to be Bray Wyatt beating Goldberg, and Goldberg like was complaining. He was like, if I go to Saudi Arabia, I need to leave with a win. I'm not going over there to lose. And they gave him that shit.
And that's my thing. This is why there's so many problems, right? Because back then there was so much of like whoever had control. We already know who had control, right? You didn't take these characters, like you dropped the ball, like that match he had with Seth Rollins. Remember that steel cage Hell in a Cell match he had with Seth Rollins? That was the dumbest fucking match I've ever met. Like, these fucking guys are beating the shit out of each other all over the place, hitting each other with chairs, but then he gets all this fucking stuff thrown at him, and then they disqualify him on a no disqualification match. I'm like, what the fuck am I watching here? Like, they dropped the ball so many times, and I agree. Like, but it's sad that because that's one of the things that separated WWE from WCW, right? When WCW was around, a lot of the old school veterans, legends with Hogan, Nash, all these guys were getting so much credit. So you guys had Eddie Guerrero, people like Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio, who went to Guerrero, all these other guys who were kind of just being left on the back burner. But then they come to WWE and they become these great fucking superstars. Look how Eddie Guerrero is like, I mean, he was known before, but like, just think how big of a megastar he became after he like left the Radicals, when he started with China, and then he became Eddie, the Latino Heat, like all that shit. Like he became.
What the fuck were you trying to say? Listerine? Is that what you're trying to say? What are you talking about?
You know what I'm saying? So he became this whole big megastar. So like, it sucks that whoever, and again, we know who the fucking culprit is, but like, it sucks that people are still stuck in their fucking ways where you would take somebody as shitty as fucking Goldberg, because I could never. To this day, I would not a Goldberg fan. I would never be a Goldberg fan. I think his in-ring ability suck ass. There's a fucking like documentary on where William Regal explains how he like he tried to make him look good and he couldn't even fucking make him look good. But like I've never been a Goldberg fan. And also too, he fucking hurt Bret Hart. Fuck you, Goldberg.
Yeah. You hurt the fucking Pride of Canada.
Cost him his career.
Cost the Pride of Canada's career, the fucking hitman. You cost him his career. So I've never been, and then to say like he bitches about it and you fucking give it to him, and you got Bray Wyatt who's like fucking over because I'm telling you, the Fiend merchandise was going. I went to fucking Raw events and the fucking t-shirts were selling out. The fucking lanterns were selling out. Like all this shit, the toys, everything. I was like, fuck. Like, you know what I'm saying? That was like, I've always been a big fan of the monsters from WWE. Kane. I love the Kane gimmick. I love the Undertaker gimmick. Mankind, the Boogeyman, Papa Shango. Those were like the characters I invested so much in for obvious reasons. The Fiend was everything that to me. So when all that shit happened, I was like, well, fuck you, WWE. I'm gonna go watch Wild Women of Wrestling if it's still on. Like I was pissed the fuck off. But like, yeah, but I honestly, I am really looking like those are the main two people that I'm really looking forward to showing up at SummerSlam. I would love to say Randy Orton, but I don't know. But Bray Wyatt showing up would be something great, and he needs like I sense like I feel like my pockets are like warning me like get ready because WWE is gonna have a new Fiend mask. He's gonna come back as the Fiend.
I don't think they'll let him do the Fiend again. It's not so he actually said he doesn't want to do the Fiend again because of the way that it went the last time. You know,
I think there's opportunity to fix what you made wrong, right? They're in a stage right now where they're doing better. They're doing people are watching more. Like these have like pay-per-view events have been entertaining. They have been entertaining. I feel like if you give that opportunity to bring that character back, I feel like they could do it justice now. They could fix that. They could like honestly, I was really hoping that last WrestleMania fight with Randy Orton and he came out and like you know he was reborn. I was hoping that it would be it, but you know unfortunately it wasn't it. And yes,
you know
Listerine.
I gotta say I think you are completely wrong with the way that you are assuming that these returns work because like the returns
I'm sorry. All that I'm sorry. Let's listen to the fucking superstar here because
no, listen, the returns have not been great. The returns have not been great. They've not been great.
Okay, what return has not been great? I mean, I can name like two that have not been great.
Okay, so right off the top of my head, not even considering the Bray Wyatt return because that was garbage. The way that they fucking squandered the whole return of Karrion Kross, like,
oh yeah,
come on, that fucking guy is a natural star. That dude is a stud. He needs to be pushed. Like he comes back, attacks Drew McIntyre. He says he's telling the tribal chief fucking TikTok, and then what do? They do nothing with it. He's on like, the back burner.
He was like, TikTok, I'm never getting this fucking title. TikTok.
He's like, my watch is broken. I'm not getting it.
I mean,
like, I'm gonna get quit soon. I'm gonna quit.
Go back to like MLW and TNA and all that shit. Karrion Kross, back when he was Killer Kross, that dude was a stud. That guy could go. He's amazing. He's a great wrestler. And they had brought him back. When he came into NXT, he was great when he first came into NXT, and then Vince McMahon slapped a little fucking Titan thong thing on him and a stupid ass fucking Vader wannabe mask. And they were like, had him lose to Jeff Hardy, who was probably high off of his ass. Like, and then he leaves and he comes back and he's got like the fucking American Psycho look going on. It's going to be great. And then what do? They put him against like Rey Mysterio. He had a whole thing with fucking, what was that douchebag's name that used to run around with Baron Corbin?
Madcap. Was it Madcap?
Yeah, Moss. Yeah, like
Madcap Moss.
What are you doing? This guy could carry a main event. He could main event fucking a whole bunch of different shows, pay-per-views, and they do nothing. He had one good match with Drew McIntyre.
Remember Keith Lee had like he came back and he had this whole like new gimmick. What would they call him? The Bobcat or some bullshit like that. What was his name?
Yeah, the big Bobcat of the Bronx. Or no, that was Blitz. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. David Meadows was a Nightmare documentary Peacock. Good stuff. Hey, what's up?
Look, if Bray Wyatt was to come back, I think the only thing that would save him, and if they did the Fiend character, what would save the Fiend? You put him on Monday Night Raw, and you have him feud with the Judgment Day.
Yeah.
Or have him run the Judgment Day.
Nah, because he remember he still owns the rights to Wyatt 6. So they had a plan in place for 6 members, and everything is on hold until he comes back.
Well, because they were talking about they were gonna have oh shit, what's his name? From the Righteous. But he just
Eric something, I forgot his name.
No, not Eric Young. Well, Eric Young was one that was rumored, but Vincent was rumored to be. He was gonna be in, but then he just re-signed with AEW, Ring of Honor, whichever company.
Alexa Bliss was the other.
So. Vincent would have been a great one to be signed with WWE, and underneath being in a group with Bray Wyatt, dude, that would have been phenomenal.
Yeah.
I think Bray Wyatt coming back, and I mean, if you're not gonna bring the Fiend back, bring the Wyatt family Bray Wyatt back. I mean, arguably you don't have.
What do you want, Husky Harris? You want Husky Harris Bray Wyatt?
I didn't even like that character.
I didn't even, believe it or not, I'm such a Bray Wyatt fan. When somebody said, "Yeah, I loved him when he was Husky Harris," I was like, "Who are we talking about? That's another wrestler." I didn't even give a fuck. Like, I think
NXT man.
Yeah, right. I mean, it would be nice. It would be nice if they did the whole like Go Figure says the cult leader Bray. Yeah, cult leader Bray.
Yeah, the old fucking Swamp Daddy.
I don't know. There's something about the whole Mr. Rogers, and then you got a whole side of you that's really fucked up. I love that. I love the whole Firefly Funhouse thing. I love the whole like, hi, and like that whole beef where he had with the Miz was so fucking funny. Where like he was looking on the baby camera and like they were like the little puppets inside the fucking thing playing with the baby. Yeah. Like shit like that like brings me back to like the old era where like Undertaker would like, Ministry of Darkness. He would like even way further than that where he's like defeat people on Monday Night Superstar or whatever, and he would put them in body bags and shit. Like I remember shit like that. So that brings me back to that. But again, Randy Orton would be a plus because I could see Randy Orton kind of going after Roman because I want to say that was the last time we saw him when him and Matt Riddle got beat up by the Bloodline, right? They got like fucking and they lost the titles. They lost the titles that day, right?
So that would be dope. Randy Orton comes back, costs Jay the title.
Yeah, but then who does he feud with? Who does Randy feud with, Jay?
I guess for a while.
Yeah.
Actually, that wouldn't be. Those two probably would have pretty good single matches against each other.
Yeah. I think so too. A lot of super kicks.
I just don't like that. You know what's one thing I don't like? I don't like that when they want to push Jay in singles competition.
Yeah.
Don't you notice they always injure Jimmy?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that dude gets injured all the time.
So we're gonna injure you.
Just give him a singles. Like put one on Raw, one on SmackDown, and call it a day. Because that's their way on doing the Uso versus Uso match.
That's their way of saying. That's their way of saying you fucking suck. We don't want this twin. We want the other twin. Shit. I mean, other than
Roman, the Dewey Cox story. The wrong kid died.
I mean, we're going over a lot of the matches. Like, there are other matches on this SummerSlam card. We already touched on the Cody.
Yeah, but they suck.
Yeah, there's not too many good ones, honestly. There's the Rumble. I can't remember if it's 20 or 30 people. I think
it's 20 guys.
And what happens if they win the Rumble? Like, what happens after that? Like, I would have
nothing. It's like the Andre the Giant thing.
Yeah,
it's just like
nothing happens.
We just
you become Cesaro. I don't know.
Yeah.
You only right? Like, we're gonna add a Rumble match because we need to like fill up the card a little bit.
Yeah, we need
that's pretty much what they're doing.
Need to get the money out of all these 20 people that were.
Well, I mean, arguably, a lot of people are not really like look. I mean, honestly, the Logan Paul and Ricochet fight is a fight I'm looking for. That's gonna be entertaining as fuck. That's a fight I'm looking forward to
that. I think that's going to be a good match. Logan Paul's going to win, but it's definitely going to be good.
Charlotte Flair, Bianca Belair, and Asuka is going to be another good one. I think that's going to be entertaining. But
I think that match is going to be super short.
Everybody's really looking forward to the big fights, like Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns fights. They're looking forward to those kind of matches. Those matches.
So what is the match that you're looking forward to the most for Saturday?
Out of the main events?
Yeah, the 3 main events.
It's obvious. It's obvious it's got to be the Roman. That's the bread and butter right now. That's the storyline.
Yeah, that's going to be the main event.
That's my soap opera in TV right now. That is my that's my my whole soap opera, my whole Telemundo. That's the Roman Reigns fight.
I think the Finn Balor and Seth Rollins one is mine, only because there's so many different outcomes. Rollins could win, Priest could cash in. Balor could win, Priest could cash in, or try to cash in.
Now, do you think does that split? Does Damian Priest become a face, like a baby face, or does he still run?
I think he's good as a heel.
I think so too. I think it'd be nice to have Rhea, Dominic, and Damian Priest as like the champions in that group, right?
You know what would be fucking crazy? Like the craziest ending for SummerSlam?
I know where you're going.
Yep. So Balor beats Rollins. Priest comes out, fakes cashing in, doesn't cash in. Jay beats Roman. Priest cashes in on Jay. All of the Judgment Day have titles.
That would be fucking dope. I would. You know what? I did.
That would be amazing, but WWE would never.
I mean, it won't happen. It won't happen. I'm just saying, that would be amazing.
That's a great question.
The Rumble, the 20-man Rumble.
Honestly, because I take long pisses. It's gonna be I'm gonna need to do it then.
I hate to say it, but back then, anytime there was a diva match, anything fucking like what was it?
Mae Young.
Not even fucking Mae Young, because she was entertaining even just watching. I love to see old ladies getting power slam on fucking like.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I really do. I really like that.
No wonder your fucking internet doesn't work. You're on watch list.
No, but like anything like with like
see what I mean?
Anything with like the younger ladies, like what was her name? The little one. I totally forgot. There was obviously I don't remember because they were shitty. They were shitty. It's like the ones that really couldn't wrestle. I couldn't remember their names, but like some
there
of
was
them
a
like,
lot of people that couldn't wrestle.
Yeah, there were really shitty ones. Like honestly, like right now, honestly, as much as I love her and as much as I have Latino pride, Zelina Vega gets on my nerves. Anytime I see her, I'm like, that would be a piss break. That would be a piss break for him.
You know, I have a gun that I call Zelina, and it's because she's a little thing that was made in Mexico. So, and she's kind of a sexy gun. So I was like, I call this gun Zelina.
Nah, honestly, like I for piss, yeah, for that pay-per-view is probably gonna be the Rumble. I'm not honestly, it might even be the whole like three-way with Charlotte Flair. So I may not be
that might be the second piss break.
That's like
that might be
like
the
a movie
break.
I tried to Google once, the three-way with Charlotte Flair. I tried to Google that. And then I ended up on a watch list.
The Rumble, the Rumble fight is the one where you piss, but then you realize you have to take a shit at the same time. So you sit down, you piss, and then take a shit. So you're gonna do both. So you're gonna do both in one shot. You're gonna have the whole. You're gonna have the Rumble, so you're pissing, but then the fucking the three-way is gonna come. So then you take a shit.
So do you have any somebody asked earlier if we had any predictions for comebacks? I think that Rumble match is going to be where we would see some comebacks. Other than Orton, you think there would be any big comeback moves happening? Anybody you think will come back?
To be honest,
I would love to see the Miz come back personally.
Zack Ryder.
Zack Ryder, but what is his name now in the other company?
Zack Ryder.
I think he would. He's been teasing like him wanting to come back. Zack Ryder.
Oh yeah.
He's been teasing like coming back to WWE or wanting to come back. and he did an interview not too long ago. He was like that they spoke to him, so I don't know, but
his
he would
wife
be one
there now too.
Yeah. So he would.
I would like to see the Miz. The Miz hasn't been doing anything. I would like to see him come back with another meaningful story or another meaningful feud of some sort.
Great.
I love him.
He's great. He's great on the mic, dude. I love him. He's very entertaining. Like I think
but they don't give him the credit.
No,
man.
Never. That whole thing with him and Daniel Bryan on the Talking Smack thing, like that was one of the most. Like I tuned in the next week just to see where the fuck that went, and it went nowhere. But
it went nowhere. It was like the Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley beef. It went nowhere. Yeah. They whole build up.
That was a waste of space.
It did nothing. It did nothing at all. Now. Here's a good question for you guys, and I'm going to start it off because I actually have some things here to show. So, who are your top three? Like, who are your top three wrestlers of all time? So, I'll start because I pulled out a couple of them, and I'm going to go. It's kind of like past, present, and future. So, I'm going to go with my first one. A person I was really a big fan of, believe it or not. This is kind of a curveball. A lot of people were. I don't know a lot of people who are a fan of this wrestler, but I was a big Rick Martel fan. I was a big Rick Martel fan. I used to love. Yeah, I was a big Rick Martel fan. I used to love when he used to come out. He was cocky. He used to come out with the little spray thing and like spray people and shit. He's just like an arrogant bastard. But I loved his swag, and he was a very entertaining heel. And like anytime he came out, and like all the matches that he had were very entertaining. And like there were times where I would even walk around with like a little like fake spray bottle and act like Rick Martel, put some sunglasses on. Like Rick Martel was like one of my guys back in the day. I mean, there were so many, but like this was one of the guys that I really stood out to me. And like I always like to show, and like I would love to meet this guy and let him know that I was a fan of his. Like I'm probably like his only.
He would probably love to hear that somebody was a fan of his.
He would probably sign the entire table he has just for me. He's like, "You're my fan." For another one, obviously, is the late, great Eddie Guerrero. Eddie Guerrero was everything. When I tell you, I cried so much when he passed away, man. Like, this was my guy. Like, my ringtone was his theme song. Like, the way I carry, even like now, like, I'll like use little, like, mamacita and, like, little things, like, little comments like that. I do stuff like that because that was my guy. Like, that's the swag. That swag that he had, that's the swag that I wanted to have. Like, I'm like, and honestly, like to be Mexican and be a Latino, he made me proud to be like, I love that I had like, it's like superhero movies, right? When they introduced, like when they first made Black Panther, like how much of an impact that had so many people. Eddie Guerrero was like that. Like finally I get to have a wrestler that I could like, I root for all of them, but that one I root for personal reasons. That's a Latino I could root for. And that's my guy. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck where he's from. And like, he's great. And I love that he was a fucking asshole. And like, like the whole, like throwing the chair or the belts and then pretend. I'm like that. I'm telling you, one of the greatest and like one of the greatest like entertainers, but performers, because his wrestling was fucking incredible. All his matches were great. And then last but not least, Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt is fucking phenomenal. His storytelling is great. It sucks that this last, kind of bid kind of like fell off and it wasn't as great as I wanted.
Are you admitting that the return wasn't good? Because
no.
You said all the returns have been great.
No. This is one of those returns that I definitely agree that it was a little disappointing. Like the beginning when he was coming back was great. When he first showed up and people, I was like pumped. I was like, what the fuck we're going? And then even the first couple of things, but it seemed like every segment was the same shit. He was like, I love myself, but then I hate myself. And I'm like, get with the fucking program where we're going here. And it's like, I felt
last every day was horrible.
Like it didn't have, like, it was like a lot of like talking. And it's like, I needed, like, honestly, I really was looking forward to the whole Wyatt 6 thing happening and like all these characters coming out. I'm like, all right, fine. Or maybe he's going to be all those characters in every match. He's going to be a different character. Like I wanted that. And it's like, I never got that. And it's just like, and even honestly, that LA Knight fight that he had was fucking whack. Like I didn't even enjoy the match. I love the whole like paint and all that stuff, but even like that was stupid as hell. So, but overall, I think he's phenomenal. I loved him as the Wyatt family. I even loved him even more as the Fiend. Like, that's my favorite character. Like, if I'm ever gonna remember Bray Wyatt for anything, it's always gonna be the Fiend, because that gave me so many, like, I'm a horror movie guy. That was my horror movie. Just like Eddie was my Latino guy, this was my horror movie guy in wrestling. This was my Undertaker of this era. This was my Mankind. This was my Kane, Papa Shango. This was that guy for me. So those are my three. Who are your three?
I got three, I think.
Okay.
One would definitely be Stone Cold, and that'll be because you know, growing up seeing Steve Austin with the attitude that he had, but yet still be a baby face. Like, I used to go to school with an attitude just to be like Stone Cold, man. And so definitely Stone Cold would be one. Two would be early 90s Shawn Michaels. Like, his in-ring ability when he was high was amazing.
Everything happens when you're high.
Yeah. But no, his in-ring stuff, like his wrestling ability in the early 90s was like, it was crazy. I mean, obviously, you know, he changed it up after a while in the late 90s, but it was great. I used to love, like, fucking watching Shawn Michaels do ladder matches with, like, Razor Ramon, fighting, like, fucking Bret Hart. The early matches with Bret.
Do you remember when he came out and he did the whole, like, he was cradling the balls type thing? Like, do you remember that? Like, I would never forget that when that happened. My mom was watching and she was like, "That's why you like watching wrestling? Because it's inappropriate shit." I'm like, out of all the fucking things that could have happened wrong, my mom caught me watching Shawn Michaels cradle some balls and hold on to that. I was like, out of all the things in the world.
I can't really think of a third one, but if I had to say one because of the evolution of his character, I would probably say Triple H. Like,
I knew you were going there because of the whole evolution thing. I could see where you were going.
Well, I mean, I can't really think of a third. I would say him only because, like, how his Prince Hunter character in the very beginning and how he
Jean-Paul Levesque.
Yeah. Like, and how it grew into him joining, like, DX, and then when Shawn left after WrestleMania 14 and him pretty much having to carry what was left of DX and then making a new DX and carrying that before he even got his first title run.
Yeah.
So it was like he had to step it up knowing that Shawn wasn't coming back.
Yeah.
So I think he was a big part. So I give it to him for that. And the rest of his career is pretty much self-explanatory. I can't really, but he would have to be three because I can't think of anybody else. I don't want to say Undertaker because that's another obvious answer.
There's so many. That's the thing. It's such a loaded question because there's so many wrestlers you could put as your top three. And, like, I mean, obviously Stone Cold, Triple H would be in that mix, you know what I'm saying? So I totally understand, but, like, honestly, the way I did it, the way I picked it like things people that I remember even from now, and that I really, like, struck something in me. So like that, but those are great choices.
You know what? Number 3 would be Mae Young for taking that fucking power bomb from the Dudleys and encouraging it.
I thought you were gonna say giving birth to that hand. Remember when she gave birth to that?
Oh my god!
I really thought my wife was gonna give birth to a hand. I was like, "What the hell is my hand doing in there?" Unworthy. Who are your top three? Who are your top three? Like, I know there's so many, but who were the ones that you would name like top three right now?
Sorry, my headphones died for a second there. I missed all that. I was gonna say I would never say that Triple H is one of my favorites, but one of my most favorite memories of wrestling has to do with Triple H. And it's the one where he was doing the back and forth on the ropes, like
for the European Championship.
Yeah. That was always one of my favorite. Like, I still crack up every time I think about that. Because Shawn Michaels just laying there, and Triple H is just doing like the run back and forth. That was pretty good. I guess for I same as Blitz, I can't really say definitively like my most three favorite, but I will say three people who I have watched their matches like basically my whole life. I've watched their as long as I've been watching wrestling. I've been watching their matches. I've loved seeing them grow. And the first one that comes to mind is Booker T. Always loved Booker T. Started out as an amazing tag team wrestler, and then he had some questionable, like Sergeant Bro, like that was kind of, or GI Bro, or whatever.
GI Bro.
Like I didn't like that. I didn't dig it.
His promos in WCW were good too. His promos on WCW, they were amazing. You should check the one out with the one about Hogan. That was a great one.
Yeah.
Oh no! I was just gonna say not the one where he slipped and he was like,
dude, that was
seeing him win the title off of Steiner, the last Nitro. Like that was pretty dope. Like I was a big Booker T fan, so like I was pretty glad to see him and his stuff when he first came into WWE when he was doing the "Tell me you didn't just say that" shit. Like I like that a lot.
You remember the promo he did with The Rock trying to introduce himself? He was like, "I'm the WCW champion, sucker." So he goes, "You are the WCW champion, sucker."
Oh man! I actually was just watching. I rewatched the Invasion pay-per-view. I rewatched it on Peacock the other day, and like that was kind of like prime Booker T. Like they kind of squandered him a little bit, kind of made him into a comedy act, but. What is what it is. And as far as another one that I watched all of his matches, loved seeing the story and like how his character evolved and like just to be the like respected Hall of Famer that he is now is Kurt Angle.
Yeah, Kurt Angle was very entertaining back then.
Even when he was doing his stupid little comedy shit with the milk truck, I don't care what you say. I love the milk truck.
Oh, I like the milk truck. I don't think it's as great as the beer. No, honestly, I don't have an issue with neither of them. I just don't want it repeated. I don't want fucking Logan Paul.
It's gonna happen.
Prime or
he's gonna come out with a prime truck.
Like that's gonna be fucking dumb. I'm like, it's like keep those.
What about when Stone Cold used to carry around the guitar and sing, and then Kurt came out with the little tiny guitar and the little tiny hat? Like, come on. But then he flipped it and he did the whole he was like unhinged, like that whole shit with Rey Mysterio, like where he was like serious, like just pummeling the shit out of Rey Mysterio. That was always good. And as far as the third, I can't think. I'd like to go with like a more recent or a current one. I gotta say Finn Balor. Like Finn Balor,
Finn Balor is a good choice.
New Japan. When he was Prince Petit, like when he used to come out with the weird face paints, I used to love all that. He had some great matches with him and Bad Luck Fale got together and started the Bullet Club, and then like his shit in NXT was great with Kevin Owens, and then unfortunately he wins the first Universal Champion, gets injured and has to relinquish it, and then it's not been the same for him since.
Jeez.
That's why I hope he wins Saturday, man.
You know who else?
I would love to see him win, but I don't think he's good.
You know who else was really entertaining, and he doesn't get a lot of credit? Santino Marella. He was fucking entertaining. Dude, that fucking the Cobra.
No, my most favorite line from him was when he was talking to John Cena. He goes, "I'm going to tell you to shut it, John Cena."
John Cena.
John Cena.
Fucking dope, man. Like fucking, I'm telling you, like those guys were fucking amazing. Honorable mentions, obviously Undertaker, Kane, another one. Another honorable mention, Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon back then was the fucking man, dude. Like, say what you want, shit on his like whatever he's doing, like promoting and all that stuff, but like, come on, when Vince McMahon came out, you were like, I love one of my favorite, like every time he had like all his like fucking storylines were so controversial. Remember when he was like trying to fight God at one point?
Yeah. Jesus, yes, I fucking remember that. God damn.
He was like,
unintended.
Even with God, he was like beeping. I think that was the one time in like I think that was like the one couple of weeks that I wasn't allowed to watch wrestling. It was like, you play with God, we're not watching this shit ever. So I'm like,
when he wore the do-rag and he said the word, he was like,
oh yeah, dude. He was so like, and even like the whole like like the whole affair, like he was having a fucking affair, and his wife was like, she was like spaced out sitting. Linda McMahon was like sitting on a wheelchair, and she was like, and he's like having like Trish Stratus or whoever the fuck it was, like, and he's got that like famous me. He's like, oh, like,
Stacy Keibler.
Yeah, I was like, what
Stacy
the
Keibler.
fuck? I was like, what the fuck, this guy? But like, he was so fucking entertaining. Like, even just to be like, as much say what you want to say about Vince McMahon, fucking Tony Khan will never touch that guy when it comes to like being like.
I don't
not
think he
only
wants to.
he can't like this. He probably does because the way he fucking marks about his wrestlers, you would think he probably just like fiddles with their asses in the fucking locker room. But like fucking dude, Vince McMahon was fucking comedy gold. Like everything he did, like I love like that. I still laugh at the whole video where like he came out when they had the whole controversy and he came out and he tore both his quads and he just sat there on the floor and he's like fucking arguing and shit.
Yeah, but then he got up and walked up the fucking ramp. Like, yeah, he was a tough son of a bitch. He's like, I ain't gonna have nobody carry me.
Yo, I swear.
How you tear both quads at the same time, bro?
Fucking no. Vince McMahon had like some of the best, and like you either hated him because most of us hated him because even now, right? Like we're all husbands, we all work, and like we used to like, and then here's Stone Cold is fucking like we all want to be Stone Cold, right? In our jobs right now, right? We all want to stun, like give our boss a stunner, drink beer, and just flip people the bird and shit. But like Vince McMahon was like the perfect heel. He was, to me, honestly, arguably he next to Ric Flair, because Ric Flair was a fucking heel. He was I told Ric Flair personally to his face that I fucking hated you as a kid. And he looked at me and said, thank you, I did my job, right?
Yeah.
But like Vince McMahon is arguably one of the top heels in sports entertainment, period. That's just my opinion. He just, everything he did, like you hated him for it. How, you're fired to kiss my ass. Remember he had the kiss my ass club where he would like pull his pants. He's like, yeah, kiss it. Like it was wild, dude. Like, and he did a lot of controversial shit, like shit that you wouldn't get away with this shit now. Like when he made Trish Stratus like undress herself like in the ring. Like I was like, is this shit allowed? Like I thought the fucking Edge and Lita having sex.
Spoiler alert! It wasn't allowed then either. It just
it's not. Yeah,
it was frowned upon then too. But
yeah, it was frowned upon then, but it was allowed on TV. Now, if they do that shit, fuck it. Forget it. He would be all over MSNBC, Fox, fucking CNN. He'll be all over the place. I mean,
well, his house got raided by the FBI, I think, yesterday.
Yeah, I read that today. Holy shit!
What is this? What can his house be possibly rated for? I didn't hear this. This is new to me.
I just heard he got raided. I don't know if it has to do with what happened the last time that he stepped away.
I think it has to do with the whole fucking sexual favors thing.
I don't know, man. Listen.
What is he? What are they like?
On it or you're fired.
What are they gonna do? They're gonna go in there and lift this mattress up. They'll be like, "Any blowjobs in here?" Nope.
Maybe a few. Nah, but Vince is arguably one of the best to do it, man. Like he was, again, even now, like there's times where I watch a lot of these like heels, like, and I'm like, man, I miss Vince McMahon walking down, man. Like as much as people shit on him, and like he made your Monday nights and fucking smack, he made them entertaining. All his storyline, like I can't think of a storyline that he had that was not entertaining. They were all fun. The beef with Donald Trump was great. The fucking
I got one.
Even the invasion was good. Like
the Roddy Piper one was pretty terrible.
I was gonna say the one where he faked his death, but then
no,
that's actually when.
No, I actually like that one. I like that one.
I didn't like it. I mean, and they never got to finish it anyway because that was when I don't know if it was when Eddie. It was Benoit, right? That
Benoit, yeah. It was Benoit. And the next episode after is when he was on screen. Like he opened the show to talk about Benoit.
Listen, before you guys continue, everybody watching on a replay said that we do not condone violence with our families. We don't support anything like that on this show. So I go ahead and proceed. I just wanted to add that. We said Chris Benoit, so we gotta,
Oh.
But
Chris Benoit was great. He was a great
wrestler. He was a phenomenal fucking wrestler. He was obviously a phenomenal fucking wrestler. But like,
he was a real shitbag of a human being, it turns out. But he was a good wrestler.
Yeah,
you're really bad.
That shit's but never mind.
Yeah, right. Like that was, and like that's another thing too. Like Vince McMahon knew how to like I remember that special where they did for Chris Benoit, and we're so getting canceled. They did the Chris Benoit thing, and they were like, we want to celebrate his life, and then after it's like, we just want to celebrate you.
Never mention him again. Never show him. I feel, but you know who I feel bad for out of that whole situation is Randy Orton, because Randy Orton beat him for the world title to become the youngest champion, and like they can't even fucking show that. Like they can't even show that match. Like they could still say that Orton was the youngest champion ever, and they're like, "Well, who did he beat?" Like, he's the youngest champion ever. Like,
yeah,
they can't even say
seriously. Like
the belt fell on his lap.
Yeah, dude. Like, I mean, I don't know, man. I'm looking forward to SummerSlam because I feel like there's gonna be a lot of surprises. I just hope that whatever happens in these matches, whatever curveball, like I hope it's something that has like a little meaning to it, and it's not like something that just they do. Like honestly, I really hope that Brock Lesnar and Cody fight is the last fucking fight. I don't want to see no more.
Bobby Lashley comes back and fucking stomps the shit out of Lesnar. That's how
I hope he brings back the Hurt Business. I hope he like starts a new, revamps it, and gets his new squad, because it's kind of what people want. I mean, I would love to see it. I think the Hurt Business is great. I just really hope that these match. Now, here's my question to you guys: which is going to be the best match? The Finn Balor and Seth Rollins, or the Jey Uso and Roman Reigns? Which is going to be
Roman?
Technically speaking, from like a technical standpoint on what's going to be the best actual match, like wrestling only, it's going to be Seth and Finn. But as far as storytelling goes, it's going to be Roman and Jay. It's definitely not going to be Cody. Anything Cody's in is fucking garbage.
That was such a biased question because I just said not too long ago, like that's the greatest storyline in a long time. It's like, how can you not pick that one? Like, unless they fuck it up in some way, right? Unless something happens and like,
I would say,
Jake,
if Jay gets his ass whooped tomorrow night on SmackDown, he's winning the belt Saturday. I'm gonna say it now. If Jay has the upper hand on SmackDown tomorrow, and like, if the last man standing in the ring, Roman is gonna fucking win. That's what I'm gonna say.
I used to. It's crazy.
I think no matter what happens on Friday, Jay's not gonna win.
I hope he does, man.
You know what I think? I think that those predictions that you made, those are predictions that go back thousands of years. I always make my predictions that way. I'm like, oh, he's beating him up. Yeah, he's gonna lose tomorrow.
That's like Monday night. Like Brock Lesnar whoop Cody's ass. You already know Cody's gonna win.
Yeah, you already know. Some things are given. Some things you could tell like what's gonna happen. But like I love when like they take these stories and like Cody not winning at WrestleMania fucking threw me off. I was like, what the fuck happened? Like I thought this was gonna happen, or even like Gunther losing to Sheamus or Drew McIntyre. That was a curveball. But I'm actually happy he didn't, because I love that character and I could see that character going I'm telling you, that's the one that's gonna be champ. He's gonna be champion pretty soon.
He's gonna win the Rumble. Gunther's gonna win the Rumble.
He is.
Let's get into the predictions here. We'll start off with what will be the main event.
Okay.
Roman Reigns versus Jey Uso. Blips,
okay.
What's your prediction?
I'm gonna stick with saying Jey. I know Roman's gonna win, but I'm gonna say Jey because that's what I want. So Jey Uso.
Danny?
I'm going with the Tribal Chief. He takes it.
Tribal Chief
is gonna take. Tribal Chiefs is me.
I'm going with Tribal Chief as well. World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins or Finn Balor?
Finn Balor.
After Benny's prediction, I kind of want that. I mean, either way, I'll go with either way. But after Benny's prediction, I'm definitely gonna go with Finn Balor.
I would love to see Finn Balor win. But I think because this is a new title and they want to put like some lineage on it, I don't see him losing. So I'm gonna have to go with stuff on this. Cody Rhodes versus Lesnar.
Cody.
Lesnar.
Just because you don't like Cody.
WWE Women's Champion, Asuka, Charlotte, or Bianca?
Asuka's gonna keep it.
Charlotte.
Asuka's gonna keep that title.
I think
I think it. I honestly, I feel like if Asuka loses that title, we're gonna lose Asuka. I feel like I have this sense that if she loses this title, we're not gonna see Asuka for a while.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna be taking it off of her. She's doing really well right now.
I think Charlotte. I'm gonna say Charlotte.
Yeah, I'm gonna click on the chat because some people are making their prediction. And everybody in the chat, whoever's still here, whoever's still awake, because a lot of you guys got to work tomorrow. Make your predictions.
Tribal Queen.
That's perfect. Oh my god.
We got Intercontinental title, Drew McIntyre or Gunther versus Drew McIntyre.
Drew McIntyre. I'm gonna go with Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre is my COVID era champion. Like that dude, he was holding down the WWE when we had nobody. So I'm going with Drew.
Logan Paul versus Ricochet.
Logan Paul.
Fucking, I hate him, but Logan Paul.
Yeah. I think it's got to be Logan Paul. He's lost everything else that he's been in WWE.
I mean, he loses everything outside of WWE. Already.
We got a MMA rules fight: Ronda Rousey versus Shayna Baszler.
Nobody cares.
Oh shit! That's.
I do. One. I care. I like both of these girls.
Okay, I take back what I said. The triple threat for the women's title will be a great fight. I will take a shit to the Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey fight.
Shayna's gonna win because Ronda's leaving.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna go with Shayna just because she needs to shine more than Ronda does, and there is rumors that Ronda's going back to fucking
UFC. Yeah.
And then the free for all SummerSlam Battle Royal presented by Slim Jim.
Doink the clown.
Slim Jim. Slim Jim's gonna win. Honestly, I really don't care who wins that.
It makes no sense.
That's gonna be my piss moment.
It's not for anything. What do you get, a whole lifetime supply of Slim Jims?
No, I'll tell you right now.
I'll be there. I'll go in and I'll enter. If I could win a lifetime supply of Slim Jims, I'll be there.
You know who's gonna win? My fucking bladder. I'm gonna go to the fucking bathroom and I'm just gonna fucking.
I'm gonna say if it's not LA Knight because he's not scheduled to, he's gonna be in the match, but like he doesn't have like anything meaningful going on. If it's not him, I'm gonna say it's gonna be what's that fucking kid's name? Steiner's kid.
Braun Breaker.
Braun Breaker. I bet he debuts. I would bet he debuts and he wins.
Boner Breaker is gonna win.
I would hope he fucking debuts, but I hope they don't put him in the sight of the title run just yet.
No, he needs to go after Gunther. That's what he needs to do. It needs to be Gunther and Braun Breaker. Put him in an Intercontinental title or like a U.S. title feud.
Nah, that match is definitely gonna be the one I'm least looking forward to, with the Ronda Rousey and the other one too. Like I'm literally gonna take a piss when the match starts. I'm gonna go to the bathroom, take a piss. When I'm done, I'm gonna shake it a couple of times, listen and see if the match is still in, and then shake it some more, and that's where I'll stay.
I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna shake it. I'm gonna see if the match is still on. If it is, I'm gonna look up some Rhea Ripley pictures, and then I'm gonna shake it some more.
Oh man, shit, man. But I hope it's a great show, man. I hope we get some good fucking some good matches, man. I'm looking forward to I want to see some surprises. I mean, I'm telling you, I'm looking forward to Bray Wyatt showing up. That would be
look at Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank was actually a pretty good pay-per-view.
It was a great event. It really was.
A few surprises. It was dope.
It was very, very entertaining. So far, a lot of the pay-per-views have been entertaining. Like the one in San Juan was great. Like I enjoyed the shit out of that one. WrestleMania was great. Like a lot of them were really, really good. It's just I hope that this one kind of keeps that momentum going, because again, sometimes what happens is it's we got this momentum going and then we have this pay-per-view and everybody's like, oh my God, what's gonna happen? And then it's shitty ass pay-per-view. And then you wish you were in the bathroom doing what I'm gonna do during the Royal Rumble. So just know that everybody that's in the chat or anybody watching the replay, that during that Royal Rumble, Danny will be in the bathroom.
Danny's taking a shit.
Or a piss at the same time. And I'll probably
you gotta clear it out. Get rid of all of it.
All of it. I'm gonna have my
so
legs.
We have a tradition at my house with all the pay-per-views. My wife, and my daughter, we place bets on who's gonna win. It's like a thing that we do every pay-per-view that we watch.
Yeah.
And whoever has the most correct guesses wins our Kinsman household title.
Okay.
Nice.
So I was the champion for a very long time. I lost at WrestleMania last year, and to my daughter. My daughter won, and then my wife won at Crown Jewel. She took the title off of my daughter. And so I'm hoping to win my title back. My wife graciously let me borrow it to pretend that I was the champion on the show. So we only got a few minutes left. I might better go back to pretending before I got to give it back to her. So everybody wish me luck.
We wish you luck. Now, what is now? Here's a question that nobody asks, right? Because this is very important. What are we eating during SummerSlam? What is the main? What are we eating? Besides,
not Rhea Ripley, unfortunately.
Some butt. It's like
nachos,
hold on,
buffalo.
Hold on, babe. It's like, hold on, honey. I'm watching this match. Hold on. It's the Baszler fight. Never mind. Let's go back to it. Oh shit.
We usually do like finger foods, like chicken wings, fucking pretzel bites, shit like that.
Yeah, me too. I usually do like pizza, chicken wings, or if I'm lazy as fuck, I'm gonna eat a can of Chef Boyardee. That's what I'm gonna do.
Can't go wrong with it.
Can't go wrong with a can of Chef Boyardee. Dude, yeah, I'm fucking pumped, man. Like, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to those two main events. Those are like the main two I'm looking forward to. There's nothing else that honestly, if I could skip all the other ones, which I'm not, I probably would just watch those two, and that's it. I wouldn't watch anything else.
You know what's dumb? Watch them do like some dumb shit and put like the first main event mad early in the card.
I fucking hate that.
They'll start. The first match will be Lesnar and Rhodes. Guarantee you. First match. Mark my words.
I can see that. I can definitely see that.
2 hours and 2 minutes in. Mark.
Brock needs to be somewhere, so we gotta have this match first, guys.
He's got to know. He got to go kill another cow and eat it.
Another cow, right? Shit. All right. So usually in every show we have a roundtable question. So this time we have a SummerSlam roundtable question, and this goes for the chat, and this goes for us also. So the roundtable question for today is: if you could fantasy book a SummerSlam main event with two wrestlers from any company, past, present, who would it be and why?
Look at that spelling error right there.
Pats.
I don't want to say the names that I mentioned earlier for like.
Yeah, me neither. I'm not going to. I'll go first.
Okay, go ahead.
Dream match for me would definitely be. I would love to see Logan Paul versus MJF.
Oh,
I would love to see that because I feel like MJF will rip in a promo. He's gonna rip him a fucking new one. Rip him. I mean, he's already gonna beat him in wrestling because MJF is fucking phenomenal. But I think in a promo, like the starting, like that shit right there will be like so fucking entertainment. And you know MJF, he says things. He just goes and like there's no fucking stopping him. So I think MJF and Logan Paul would be a dream fight that I would want to watch. That would be a match I would want to replace the Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey fight.
I think I know who I would pick. Kenny Omega and either Seth Rollins versus Seth Rollins or I mean I think that match had happened. But yeah, no. So yeah, I'll stick with that one. Because I was gonna say Balor and Omega again would be dope. But Seth Rollins and Kenny Omega.
I was gonna say Sting and Finn Balor, but I already said that earlier. So I will go with. Actually, I would like to see Omega versus Reigns. I would like to see Kenny Omega versus Roman Reigns.
That'd be dope.
I think they could put on a banger of a match, good story, or Moxley versus Reigns. Either way.
Chris
Like
Benoit versus
not Dean Ambrose, but John Moxley.
I wonder
Chris
if he'll
Benoit.
ever come back.
I doubt it.
You know what? Say what you want to
Has
say.
too much freedom at AEW.
Chris Benoit and Gunther would be a good match with the chops.
Oh my God, the chops would never end.
Chris Benoit and Gunther would be a great match. And we could talk about Chris Benoit here because we're not the WWE. So. Oh man. So I mean, we're at that point in our show where we want to do plugs. So, you know, with our special guest, Benny, I mean, he's already kind of plugged it, but we're going to let you, Benny, we're going to let you plug away, dude. And
yeah, but you got to plug your other shows, but you have to do it as a wrestling promo.
I like that.
Trying to get people to tune in. We're challenging you. You got to do a promo to plug your shows, like you're plugging to get everybody tuned in.
I like that. That's a great fucking idea. Yes.
You caught
put
me
him on a
guard.
spot.
I don't think I could do it.
You could do it. All those fucking voiceovers. Slow down. Dick in your ass. Yeah, all that stuff you do can do it. You can do it here. You do such a great job. I think you can pull it off. So first plug.
But he said as a wrestling promo.
Yeah.
Let's go. Plug it away. Let's go, Benny.
Everybody pumped up to tune in on Sunday.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna try to do it as Macho Man.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. There you go.
Ooh, yeah, the cream of the crop with the lazy boys. If you want it, you get it every Sunday. Yeah.
That was good. That was good.
I can't.
You gotta start down low down here and see if you want a good show. You gotta tune in on Sunday night. Ooh,
yeah. I swear he was a fucking man. I love Macho Man. So go ahead, Betty. Betty, go ahead. Plug the Lazy Boys, man. Plug the Lazy Boys. Let us know about Lazy Boys, man.
All right, I'm gonna do it regular because I can't do low pitch. I'm not built that way. So Lazy Boys, catch us Sunday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, live on YouTube. This Sunday night we have Night Terrors joining us.
Night
He is a
Terrors.
member from Geeked Out Clip. He's actually the founder of Geeked Out Click, so he'll be joining us. Definitely check it out. 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube. Yeah, like that. There you go.
So, also, if anybody, you know, they also. Benny Blitz is also part of the Pig Bar. If you guys want to check the big bar, I almost said the Dick Bar.
Lord.
What am I thinking of?
Bar too, if you want.
Well, I mean, Unworthy always pops in the chat. He goes, "This is where all the dicks hang out." So they go.
Oh man, no,
I
seriously.
mean, to like full plug for like people to join. Okay, there I got you.
Yeah,
so like with Lazy
on,
Boys,
man.
if you want to join us on the show, just reach out to one of us. Let us know. It's me.
Yeah.
Store 2012, AD 35, and Green Geek 88. You guys can let us know. We'll put you on the show. We're booked all the way to the second week of October. So, yeah, just reach out to one of us. Let us know. And then with the Pig Bar, so the Pig Bar, we do features, and we normally try to attack new accounts and get them out there for exposure. But we also have guest hosts on the show. Last night we had the Torontoians. I have a hard time saying that shit. Torontoians join us, the fellas from up north in Canada. But we also like when people come on and do the same thing. So if you guys want to host a Pig Bar, grab two other buddies and just come on, pick accounts that you think we may have missed, or just
grab right a hold of your buddies.
Grab your buddy.
Use both hands if you need to.
What was it earlier that you wanted to?
The Shawn Michaels. I can't unsee that now.
See what you do is you grab one buddy in this hand and you grab one buddy in this hand and you just bring them right with you to the Pick Bar.
Like you hold it here, you grip it, and then you cup it. Grip it, cup it.
Yeah.
Oh,
well,
man.
like like they say, just the big bar. But you guys can join us and just and come on and appreciate photos, not like this.
No, not like this. Oh, we only do that here.
Or like that. That's fine
Or
too.
like
However
that.
whatever you do to appreciate.
I will share every photo. I don't care what photo it is. I will share it all. I show appreciation regardless. So, but yeah, so that, and then like anybody in the chat, whoever or anybody's watching it in a replay, if you want to catch other great content such as the Pig Bar and Lazy Boys, check our link trees. They are in our bios, and they're also in the Worthy Addiction page. They're on Unworthy's page and mine as well. You can check out all those pages, all those toy content, whatever you like, whatever. Make sure you make your nipples tingle, whatever you want, whatever you like. It's all there. So, you can go check those guys out.
Whatever makes your dick fly.
We're working on a new outro video that's going to feature the Toy Tube TV guide, courtesy of 88 Pigs. He made an awesome guide. I still cannot get it to save from my phone and then transfer to my laptop on the right format, so I don't have that ready for tonight. But hopefully by next week we'll have it.
There you go.
That's dope.
So, Benny, it's, as always, brother, it's always a pleasure to have you on. Anytime that we get anytime that we have an opportunity to chop it up with you, or even to just meet up with you at a con, or just be on the Pig Bar, be on Lazy Boys, dude, is always a blast with you. You've always been the same guy. That's one thing about you. I will say that you're never a different person. You always stand on what you believe, and you don't change shit for nobody. And I know that's the Bronx in you, and I respect that a lot about you. So, you know what I'm saying? But like, I'm happy that I've gotten the opportunity to get to know you and stuff like that. And you're like I said, you're awesome. So definitely check Blitz out, Thor, AB, and Green Geek 88. Go check them out on the Pig Bar and Lazy Boys. These guys are awesome. They show appreciation every week, and honestly, they just want to showcase. They want to show you guys. They want to pay it forward. It's not about them. It's never been about them. That's one thing I will say. I could contest to that. Unworthy could agree with me. It's never been about them. It's not like in this show where everything is supposed to be about me. It was about me until KJ Smith reminded me that it's not about me. Now, I have a quote of the day. We usually like to end the show on a quote of the day. And it's a very important quote. And I'm going to add a little bit to it, and it's fitting for tonight's topic. So I will end it like this. Ready? When all else fails, make sure you hit the like and subscribe. But more importantly, YouTube, Instagram, toy community, toy collectors, toy dial makers, Blue Chew subscribers. You ready?
Ready.
Acknowledge us.
Acknowledge us.
And with that being said,
good night, beautiful. Yeah.
Thank you for tuning in.
Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button.
Click that notification bell
for more content.